Hello, 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 good evening, morning, noon, or night, and welcome in to the Arcana. Hi guys, how are you? Welcome, welcome. Hi Sam, hi Nini, hi Ghosty, hi Shada, hi Sorrel, hi Mars, hi Nix, hi Toaster, hi Callie, hi Choso but Coquette. Thank you for the follow, I really appreciate it, thank you. Hi Nova, hi everyone, how are you? Welcome, welcome. Tonight's stream is we will embark upon the Arcana. I've definitely heard quite a few things about this game in the past. I've heard it's a very good game, and I have heard it's very well written. But like, I've never actually played it. I've always just kind of like seen it around. So like, when I was like having my big brain moment on Sunday, I was like, you know what? I kind of want to give this game a shot. Man, I love mobile emulators on computers, am I right? What can I say? I'm a sucker for a mean ultimate. Oh my god. Recalibrating after deep throating nuggets. Sorry about the clear throat. You know when you like eat dinner way too fast because like, oh shit, I've got to do a thing, but my dinner's like ready like 5 minutes before I got to do it. All right, time to inhale the nuggies. Hi Mai, hi Eisen, how are you? Welcome, welcome. Oh my god, hi Fida, how are you? Oh my god, you've been rage. Oh, oh no, you're getting a guest. No. Rest in peace, dear Maya. I hope everything goes fantastically. They absolutely are dino nuggets. They would not be anything else. Hi Tenma, hi Iggy, how are you? Welcome, welcome. And of course, welcome in, dear Juna. Yes, Iggy, it has been ages. How have you been? How have you been? Welcome. Look, I'm wigglier now. And hi Tenma, how you been? It's lovely to see you. Ooh, yes, as well. Before we embark on this wonderful romantic quest, some of you may have noticed if you're like in the Discord or anything, but mostly because I was a pest and I pinged everyone. But I recently became a rogue energy partner. Yeah, basically, if you like the rogue energy, then if you use my coupon code, yeah, I sound like a real VTuber now. It's like a 30% off coupon code. So like, if you want discounts, I got you from one cheap bitch to another. Oh yeah, I pinged everyone. I was like, hey, look, discounts. Oh my god. You know what? Hell yeah. Plug it. Like, I'm not going to be annoying about it, don't worry. But like, it was more like, oh my god. It became legit today. And I was like, yes. And essentially, like, they sent me, they sent me like a free sample pack. And I was like, oh my god, free sample pack. I love free shit. But like, oh my god, but like, you guys know me, right? I hate water. I am an absolute pest when it comes to drinking water. I'm one of those annoying bastards where like every water does in fact taste different and I can describe the differences. Like, I'm one of those guys. Like, I drink Pepsi all the time because it's like my safe drink, you know what I mean? Because everything else is like some variation of ass flavored. So like, I'm fussy, right? Um, so like, it arrived yesterday, and like, I'm like I'm like full like skeptical. Like I'm going into this like, like I'm expecting a miracle. Because like I said, I'm a bitch with water. I'm an absolute bitch with water. And so like one of them was strawberry flavored. And I'm a hoe for strawberry. So I'm like, okay, you know what? Strawberry, if this tastes like ass, this is going to be like the least ass flavored sample in the pack. You know what I mean? So I put it in the shaky bottle that they gave me. And I put the water in, and I'm like, they're like, the whole time, like, I see you fucking water and your ass flavored coming. And like, this is tap water. I hate tap water, but like, I'm cheap, so tap water it is. It's like, I was putting tap water in here. It's like, I was giving it the worst shot it could get. And so like, I put the tap water in the bottle, and then I put the powder in the bottle, which is a nice strawberry one. And I gave it the shake, the good old like shake it like you mean it. like a crazy fucker. And then of course took sip. Bro. Hello there. I didn't know you could make water taste like strawberry sherbet. Bro, it tasted good. I have never finished a bottle of water that fast in my fucking life. I'm still flawed. Like, I'm not trying to shill, I'm just shocked. Like, bro, I'm drinking water right now. Like, I'm not kidding. Like, literally, like, let me close this so I don't splash everywhere. Does that sound like Beppis? No, I've actually got a thing of, like, flavored water. Like, I think I've got, like, the fruit punch one or something. But, like, yeah, it tasted like strawberry sherbet. Like, I inhaled that shit like a child on a sugar high. Like, oh my god. Like, I didn't know water could taste nice. Bro. Like, I'll be honest, I think I'm more excited about the fact that I get to use the coupon code. Fuck all y'all, I'm getting tasty water. Like, legit. Like, essentially, like, they came through. And... yeah, and so like, oh my god, this is actually, like my one brain cell got blown. Like, oh my god, water tastes nice. So like, I was like, yep, I'm down. And like, yeah, for real, and and yeah, and so like, but yeah, yeah, so that's why I ended up agreeing. I was like, oh my god, this is actually nice, and like, this is coming from me. I'm a fussy bitch, and yeah, so the one I really liked was, I think, like strawberry hibiscus or something was what it was called. Ironically, like, I think it's called like Rogue Chill, and I was like, yeah. It's basically just a chill pill in it. But yeah, so like, if you've ever been curious about it, because like, I know quite a few streamers shit it. So like, if you've ever been curious about it, like, genuinely, it's actually pretty fucking good. So like, yeah, so like, Thank you for shilling, Stoodle. You're doing a better job than I ever could. But yeah, there's differences. Yeah, water tastes different. Water tastes different. Anyone who doesn't taste the differences in water is a lucky bastard. Hi, Samurai. Welcome. But yeah, so like, if you've ever been curious, the coupon code is like, because it's like one of those like, you're a fresh bean, you can have extra discounts until the 3rd, which I believe Saturday. The code is 30% off, but then it just goes to 20% off as usual. So basically, if you ever want hot discounts, like, I got you, boo. And yeah, and like, if you, I've got like a panel now on my Twitch. So, like, if you scroll down on the About part, like, you'll find a panel in there with the Rogue Energy and stuff, with the coupon. If you click on that, like, it doesn't matter what you get. Even if you don't use my coupon, they still give me a head pat. So, they're still like, yeah, all right, we see you. And I'm like, yeah, I've been seen. But yeah. So, there's Michelin. But yeah, I thought I'd actually, like, proper explain that because, you know the steel is heavier than feathers meme? I feel like that, except it's like, the argument is like, okay, is water good for you? But water tastes like shit though. But yeah, when you put the yummy powder in the water, it's good and it tastes good now. But water's supposed to taste like shit though. Well, yeah, but when you put the yummy powder in the water, it tastes nice, innit? But water's supposed to taste like shit, bro. It was the hibiscus one I was trying. Though, like, bro, I am eyeing off that strawberry banana because I am a thought for strawberry banana. Literally, like, all the strawberry ones, mine. Just give me all the strawberry ones. The blood orange one's actually pretty nice as well, which says a lot because I don't usually go for like blood orange, but like, you know, it's actually pretty good. I finished that, which is 600 mils of water. Oh my god, Zana. Let's do this. Oh my god, I know. Oh my god, it's like blood orange. Oh, it's just fucking red. Alrighty, now let us begin gaming. Oh, what does this flavor remind me of? It reminds me of something. What are you? I know what this one, because I've got like a fruit punch one at the moment. So like they gave me a bunch of like different flavors. So like I'm trying them all one by one. Okay. This might be very Australian, and I'm so sorry if you don't have this in your country because you'll get confused. But like in Australia, we've got these like rainbow sherbet sticks that they give to kids. They're like 50 centimeters long, and it's just a long thin straw with sherbet, but it's like rainbow. And like kids kind of get them, and then they sword fight with them. And all right, you've got them. All right, brilliant. I'm drinking like the fruit punch one, and it tastes like a sherbet straw. It tastes like a sherbet straw, and it's like, oh fuck! Now I want a sherbet straw. I'm like, oh, that's what that flavor is. Oh fuck! Now I want one of those sticks. I want a sherbet straw. Yeah. So they're like, yeah. What are you? Yeah, for real. And it's just sherbet. It's just a stick of sherbet. But like, I don't know. It just popped in my head. I was like, ah, that it clicked. All right, prologue. Oh my god, guys. Honestly, like sherbet in general, like just sherbet is unfairly snorting one. That's how you get an aneurysm. Alrighty. Ooh, oh, I love us a game that's got a pronoun screen. Right, let me get that going away. There we go. Alright, granted I'm basic, but it's still nice to know it's there. Alright. There we go. My name is Aita. Ice Pop 6. Probably. Oh my god. Oh my god. Honestly, like, I remember as a kid, I think they're called rainbow straws, at least the Aussie version. Let's actually, no, now it's bugging me. Rainbow straw. Now it's bugging me. Okay, yes, okay. Alright. I'm going to, open a new tab. Okay, this is gonna be random. All right, I'm gonna share a link so you guys can see it. But like this is all right. For fuck's sake, all right, you might have to copy the whole link. But like, because, oh really?
Hello there.
All right. But like that's what it is. If you can see it, like, it's big candy sticks, big candies. That thing. Hi, it's me, Asai. Hi, Sinful. How are you? Welcome, welcome. Hi, Lex. I know, right, Xana? Like, gender in my dating sim? Yeah, those things. I hate the plastic, too. Oh, my God. Like, I remember me and my friends would get those rainbow straws and just, like, beat each other with them. And, like, sometimes the winner would get to take the loser's straw and then get to go to Sugar Pound Town, 2 straws, mouth. Hyper mode activated. Yeah, Nix, yeah, those ones. Oh my god, I think I might vibrate into the stratosphere if that's the case. Oh yeah, it's a very amusement park kind of thing, isn't it? Also, how you doing with this? Alrighty. 1. The magician. Hi, Debbie. My name is Aether. I am a student of the magical arts. I live and train in the city of Vesuvia. Tonight, the evening fog is thick, blanketing the street in an ethereal, milky glow. I linger at the window to appreciate the tranquil scene before drawing the curtain shut. Okay, I don't know who this twink is, but I love him already. Oh, no. I'll miss you. I'll miss you. My master. My master, Asra, the fortune teller. I know nothing of his past. Yet he's taught me all I know of magic. Must you leave tonight? I ask. It's the dead of a moonless night. The right time for beginning a journey. His eyes twinkled in the low lamplight. Hi, Lyra! How you doing? Welcome. And thank you for the follow, Mama BA. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Hi, Lyra. How was stream? Ooh, the long drive. Was that like a road trip simulator? I mean, granted, I do live under a rock, but still. How was stream? We're playing the Arcana at the moment. I'll have you know, as I haven't picked anyone. I'm playing the prologue. But right now my heart says twink. Ah. Oh yeah, Lyra, yeah. I'm glad you're... Oh my god. Hi. Oh my... Oh my god. Hi, Raven Queen. How are you? Welcome. Double Raid, holy shit. How was your stream? I hope it went really well, and welcome in. Hi, Dundere. Oh my god. Oh yeah, Lyra, Magazine. Oh yeah. Like, I have seen Azra for 2 seconds, and I already like him. Granted, I'm biased, but still. I look forward to meeting the rest of them. Aha. Right, let me have a sippy sip. Nom nom nom. Alright. Here, take this. For you to play around with while I'm gone. A gift. How unusual. Hi, Firebird. Love y'all. Thank you for the follow, darling. I appreciate it. And welcome to the Uncanny Valley. Honestly, Toaster, I've no idea. All I've met is Azra the Twink, and I love him. Oh my god, Shara! My tarot deck. That means something else in New Zealand. Anyway. That's the last thing I expected him to give me. The tarot deck is Azra's own creation, imbued with great power. Oh, God. To riz or not to riz? That's the question. These are two completely different characters. Yeah, catch my drift. It's just like, you think I'm ready, Master? Versus, you think I want your creepy dick? Hi, Raven, welcome. Stream's going well so far. Granted, we've only mostly just started, but still, welcome in. You think I'm ready, Master? You're still calling me that? You know I can't answer that for you. You've made incredible progress, but you still won't let go of your doubt. Do you think you're ready? As an Australian, I can see so much snark behind these words, depending how they're pronounced. Of course, Debbie, sweet dreams and have a lovely nap. I hope it's extra comfy. Oh my god, I'm looking forward to it. I've heard this is a really good game. Alright. Why don't we ask the cards? Why don't you ever answer my questions? I'm going to be a little cheeky. Why don't you ever answer my questions? I don't? Well, I may not have all the answers you seek, but the cards do, if you know how to use them. And you do know how to use them, whether you believe it or not. Master Azra has that look in his eye as he pulls back the curtain leading to the back room. Let's see how well you've learned. A few rays of starlight peek through the gauzy curtains. It's been a while since we practiced. Oh, to snark or not to... Let's be cocky. Because I've perfected it. Have you now? Well, you really are gifted. I shouldn't have expected any less. Well then, let's see that perfect technique. He's always going on about how powerful and gifted I am. His confidence is heartening, but I don't know where it comes from. When we sit down, something brushes along my ankle, smooth and cool. Oh? He reaches down from his chair and holds out his hand. A long purple serpent winds her way up his arm. She flicks her tongue at me. It's Faust, Azra's familiar. She's pleased to see me, I think. I love him. He has a snake. Bro, man's my spirit animal. Except he can go in the sun. Oh, she's so cute. Ah, she's got that ball python puppy face. It me for real. Oh my god. Hi, goodbye, space ass. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate it, darling, and welcome in. Thank you for the hydrate, Firebird. No. Well, if we're all here, let's begin. Oh yeah, Peanut. Oh no. Something tells me where I live, they'd like to forbid them. But I'm sure there's a lot of things in Australia Australians would like to forgive. To forbid. Oh my god, Xana. I shuffle the deck. His gaze follows the cards as they slip through my fingers. Hey, isn't that character from Has Been Hotel? Sorry, Hell of a Boss? The High Priestess. Azra leans close, expectant. And what is she telling you? Is she speaking to you now? When the cards speak to me, it isn't in any human tongue. Nonetheless, when my mind is clear, the answer comes to me. You've forsaken her. I have? Yes. You've pushed her away and buried her voice. Azra frowns, but says nothing, waiting for me to continue. She calls out, but she won't listen. Master, if you ignore her... A sharp knocking startles all three of us. A customer? At this hour? Hi, Space. Welcome, welcome. Did we forget to put out the lantern again? Oh, just as well. I can't stay any longer. Azra gathers up his things to leave. I wonder where he's going this time, and what he'll bring back. But I know better than to ask him. He never answers. Well then, take care of yourself, either. He still has something to say, but he won't say it. Gay hat, I love it. Until we meet again. He parts the curtain soundlessly and slips out the back door. Azra's barely left when the mystery visitor knocks again. Impatient by the sound of it. Shut up! I know, right, shut up. Rest well, dear angel. Hi, Zara. Thank you for the photo. I appreciate. Thank you, and welcome, welcome. I'm so glad you guys immediately recognized what it was. Lock the door. Open the door. This is an ultimate game. Self-preservation is for suckers. I'm gonna open the door, and if I die, well, I deserve it. Una Knight, how are you? Welcome, welcome. How is stream? I hope it went brilliantly. We are currently playing the Arcana. And we're in the prologue at the moment. Making bad decisions and hopefully getting benches. Hi, that's me. I'm the bench. Hi, Mochi Bunny. How are you? Welcome, welcome. And thank you for the follow, darling. I appreciate it. Thank you for the follow as well, dear Azal. Welcome to the Uncanny Valley. What were you getting up to, if you don't mind me asking? Oh, yeah. Ooh, unless that popped up. Ooh, Minecraft. Ooh. Now, I've got to ask, were you surviving, making cool shit? Or, jumping down holes and dying inexplicably? Like I do whenever I play that game. I have the Minecraft skills of a drunk toddler. I do hope you had a brilliant time, though. And please, if you need to rest, go rest. If you need a drink, go get a drink. If you need some Riz, you're in the right place. Open the door. I open the door. The figure steps inside and begins to unwind the shawl from their neck. Well, on my top list of Ultimate Game achievements, I've now achieved did not survive the tutorial. Forgive me for the hour, but I will not suffer another sleepless night. The elegant cloth slips away, revealing the visitor's face. At the sight of her, my heart leaps to my throat. Damn, she's pretty, oh my god! The Countess Nadia, here in my shop, in the dead of night. Please, you must read the cards for me. You've come to the wrong place, boof! As a disaster buy, I can recognize the obviously fruity answer. Amen to that, Xana. Dear Lord. Let's be honest. She transcends mommy. She just goes straight into mother. Oh, you've come to the right place. The Countess relaxes ever so slightly, her gaze sweeping over the shop. So I'm told, your reputation precedes you. Beggars and nobles alike, the people of this city whisper your name in wonder. Though in my dream you were different. No matter, I come with a proposal. What's this proposal? Are you nervous, perhaps? Well, you needn't be. I require very little of you. Come to the palace and be my guest for a short while. You will be afforded every luxury, of course. I ask only that you bring your skill and the Arcana. The Arcana? She must be talking about Azra's tarot deck. I will alert the guards to expect you tomorrow. But before that, I want to see those talents of yours for myself. Shall we do a reading? Hi, Zyrex. Thank you for the follow and welcome, welcome. Oh, shit, follow box, no! Oh, God. Right, thank you. Oh my god. Bloody follow bots. No. Okay, alright. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna flip off the alerts for a while. Forgive my model for my hand's gonna be gyrating for a bit. What the fuck? You bloody follow bots. Oh my god. Looking at that number, oh, I think there was like 100 of them? 50 to 100, definitely. Oh, bloody follow bots, honestly. Thanks, modders, I appreciate y'all. Alright. I think that should be it. Yeah. I've never understood follow bot raids. I've always thought it was silly. Like, why? Why would people create bots to do that? Like, get a hobby. Oh my god. Alrighty. Alright, quick clear of the throat. Under her imperious gaze, I usher her to the humble back room. The Countess seats herself across from me. Her gaze darts around the small space before falling on the cards on the table between us. As I shuffle the deck, she folds her hands before her and closes her eyes. The Magician. She peers down at the card, studying its face. How very appropriate. And what does the Magician hold for me? My mind is clear. The answer comes to me as easily as ever. You have a plan. One that's important to you. And, or should I set it in motion? Her eyes pierce me, flashing brilliantly in the lamplight. Yes, now is the time to act. Everything has fallen into place. Say no more. Abruptly she stands, giving the card one last glance. She throws back the curtains, striding back into the shop proper. Your fortunes are straightforward, much as the same as the others I've heard. And yet, you are the first to pique my interest. The Countess crosses to the front door, winding the shawl around her face. I'll open the door, I'll be nice. I nearly trip over my feet in my haste to open the door. The Countess merely looks amused. I will see you tomorrow, then, at the palace. Pleasant dreams. With that, she glides past me and out into the night. For a moment, I'm frozen, staring after her figure long after it's vanished into the mist. What could the Countess of Vesuvia want with me, a mere apprentice? All that talk of my reputation. Could it be that she mistook me for Asra? I'm still mulling it over when I hear a harsh, muffled voice.
Strange hours for a shop to keep.
Who said that? My gaze darts around the shop, chasing shadows in the dark.
Behind you.
Sure enough, when I turn, I see a figure looming against the door.
So, this is the witch's lair. Then, who might you be?
My heart starts racing as the masked intruder advances. Negotiate. Who's asking? I managed to spit something out, enough to give them pause.
I'm asking. I'd rather not do it again.
The squeal of leather makes me wince as the stranger reaches for their mask and tosses it to the floor. As I suspected. Shock. Horror. You know who I am, don't you? I do know his face. I've seen it on wanted posters around the city. But his name eludes me. No matter, quickly now, where is the witch? I take a deep breath to calm myself. It seems he only wants information, nothing more. Master Azra is gone. I don't know where. He never tells me. Master, is it? Well, I won't pry into your personal affairs. But if you don't know, and I don't know, why don't we ask your magic cards? Huh? That is what the room in the back is for, isn't it? I give a hesitant nod, unsure of the motives behind his odd request. After you, then. He drops himself into the reading chair, looming over the table. Go on. No need to be shy. I don't know your name. My name? For your reading, I need to know your name, sir. Oh, right. Yes, of course. You can call me Julian. Hesitantly, I take my seat, his eyes tracking my every move. As soon as the card is flipped, my mind starts racing. Death? The card whispers to me, but before I can understand it, Julian interrupts. Death? Death? He barks with uncontrollable laughter. He turns away from me and the cards, raising his eyes to the heavens. Oh, Death casts her gaze on this wretch and turned away. She has no interest in an abomination like me. He strides out of the back room without a backward glance. Overcome with confusion, I follow at his heels. Wait, that's not what death means, it's... But Julian heaves a heartfelt sigh, shaking his head. No, my fate is sealed. But you've been hospitable, so I'll let you in on a secret. Your witch friend will be back for you. He's taught you his tricks. You may even see that he cares for you. He lifts his mask from the floor, staring into its glassy red eyes. But when he returns, seek me out for your own sake. Don't let him fool you, shopkeep. After giving me a long, hard look, he fixes his mask in place.
Well then, the hour is late, and I'm out of time.
With a swirl of his great black cape, he throws the door open. It slams shut behind him as he disappears into the early morning fog. 2. The High Priestess. I've seen many strange things in my time as a magician's apprentice. But the events of this night were strangest yet. Seeking a moment's rest, I go upstairs to lie down and slip away, lost in a dream. The sky is no more than a slim green line along the endless horizon. Astra sits beside me, on the back of a strange beast. Master, where are we? Dark clouds bear down all around the landscape, a shifting sea of rust-colored sand. Ahead is a road of perfect black stone. Far enough from home, I think. Far enough for what? For answers? For clarity? And I need them soon. A storm is coming. He looks out into the distance, his voice dimming to a wistful whisper. I strain to see where the path leads, but it keeps changing. Soon there will be a crossroads. Well, how soon? Where do they lead? Depends which one you take. His hand reaches for mine, but he stops just short. The sands rise all around us on a chilly wind, blotting out the sky. For now, Aether, rest. I fall into a dreamless slumber. When I wake, dawn light is filtering through the dusty windows. I spend the early hours preparing my things, casting wild shadows on the walls. I am to meet the Countess at the palace for some unknown purpose. I throw on a travelling cloak and hurry outside, dragging the heavy door shut behind me. After last night's intrusion, I turn the first lock, and then the second and third. Almost satisfied, I press my right hand to the door and whisper a cross-me-not spell. White whorls glow deep within the door, slowly fading into the grain. I'm about to leave when the hair at the nape of my neck rises in alarm. Someone is right beside me, a dark shape looming in the alley. The form is certainly human, though enormous in size. Their flesh is scored with scars, clean and jagged, shallow and deep. Shrouded in a pall of weather-beaten furs, it's hard to make out a face. But they are definitely watching me. They stand between me and the road to the palace. I take a step forward, watching the figure cautiously. Stormy green eyes follow my movements as I enter the alley, but the stranger makes no move. A voice like distant thunder rumbles from beneath their robes. You are in grave danger. The earthy scent of myrrh washes over me, and I stop in my tracks. You will return, uninvited. He will offer you a gift when you need it most. Turn it away, or you will fall into his hand. Just like the rest of us. I blink, trying to process what I had heard. There's a shuffling behind me, the dragging of rough cloth and chains. And then, silence. I look up and down the foggy alley. I left the shop, and then... wasn't someone here just now? I shake off the fading thought. I don't have time to dawdle. The Countess is expecting me. Exhaling deeply, I continue towards the narrow, mossy steps to the marketplace. It's early yet, and the marketplace is already wide awake. All around me are the sounds of bartering, laughter, vendors hawking their wares. A voice I know well calls out to me over the sea of noise. Aether, have you eaten? I've got that pumpkin loaf you like in the oven. Won't be long now. Come, sit down, talk for a while. I sniff the air, and my stomach twists in hunger. Then again, I should be careful of the time. I decline the invitation with a friendly wave. The baker nods, ducking back inside the sweet-smelling booth. A raven perched overhead meets my gaze. Oh, I despise pumpkin. It was an easy no. Its fathomless eyes look beyond me, over my shoulder. I glance back, and my heart stutters in shock. Julian moves casually through the crowd, without his mask. He doesn't seem to have spotted me. Oh. This is an 𝐿𝐿 game. We don't have a sense of self-preservation. We've got a sense of thirst, and that is it. Let's go. I've burned the pumpkin. Without a second thought, I go after him. But traffic is moving against me, and I don't want to make an obvious disturbance. He looks unguarded, surveying the market with leisurely interest. What is he doing unmasked in broad daylight? Does he want to get caught? The wanted posters never came down. People around here must know his face. The raven shrieks again, and Julian turns around. Our eyes lock, and I freeze in my tracks, pulse quickening. Suddenly, I feel a sharp pain as a wooden wheel rolls over my toes. Ah! A cart moves between us, blocking my view, and when it passed, he's gone. I stop, letting the herd of patrons weave around me. What am I doing? Why am I chasing him, putting myself in danger? Oh, shaking my head, I turn back to join the flow of traffic. As I climb the well-worn steps, something catches my eye. A fortune teller's booth tucked away in a shady corner. How nostalgic. Asra once operated out of a place just like it. As I'm lost in my musings, a patron emerges from the booth. Lucky numbers? Check. Groceries? I don't notice them backing into me until we crash into each other's. Ah! The impact makes me stumble, teetering on the edge of a step. Hi. Oh, no. The scuff's still happening. All right, goodbye, let's. Hi, Slanesh GOC. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. Thank you. And welcome. It also upsets the basket balanced on the stranger's hip, which sends a dozen pomegranates rolling down the stairs. Oh, perfect. As if I wasn't already late. Start drama. Wow. I've got two choices. I can be nice or a bitch. There's no in between. It's like... It's like, excuse, your pomegranates bumped into me. Oh my god. Just Nez, got you. Welcome in. Oh, this is a hard choice, actually. Oh, to be a bastard or to not be a bastard, that is the question. Ooh. No. Fuck it, let's start drama. I'm curious. Which way are you going? Having dropped to their knees to hunt for the runaway fruit, the stranger glances up at me, blinking. You talking to me? You walked right into me, so yes. They roll their eyes, returning to the task at hand. Well, excuse me. What do you want me to do about it? Apologize. They rise to their feet, folding their arms across their chest. Then their sole expression cracks into a smile, then peals of laughter. Or what? I stare at them, my mind going blank. Cat got your tongue? I'll be on my way then. Try not to be so grumpy. The stranger stops. Their eyes widen when they take a closer look at me. Wait. I know you. I'm at a loss. I have no idea who they are. You're Aether, the magician. Countess Nadia said we were expecting you. We? You can call me Portia. I'm a lady's head servant. Oh, all the pieces click together. The pomegranates were for the palace. And Portia's name rings a bell. I think I've heard of her. Through gossip on the market. Well, you're grumpier than I thought you'd be. But milady has high hopes for you, and we shouldn't keep her waiting. Come on, I'll take you to the palace. As the sun journeys across the sky, Portia and I climb stair after seemingly infinite stair. The higher we ascend, the fewer travellers we encounter along the way. By the time we reach the top, I can barely walk. Though Portia seems as energetic as ever, she pauses to let me catch my breath. Okay, listen, Either. We're going to be seeing a lot of each other, if you're helping the Countess. And we may have gotten off on the wrong foot. I'm sorry about earlier. Forgive and forget. What do you say? I nod. She didn't have to lead me here, after all. Maybe it was just nerves making me snappish earlier. All right. Portia offers me her hand, and after a moment's hesitation, I shake it. The skin on her small palm is rough against mine, calloused. So it's confirmed I have dainty mitts? Enemies to lovers are. When we reach the palace, it's near dark. Before me is a towering gate of twisted iron. Beyond that, the palace rises in a swirl of glittering spires. 2 guards stand on either side of the gate. Their eyes glint at me from behind their helmets. They lower their weapons when they see Portia. Ludwiko, Bludmila! This is Either. He'll be staying over as our guest. Either, Ludwiko, and Bludmila. The guards nod at me, their stiff posture relaxing. In unison, they push open the heavy iron gate. After you, Either. The gate slams shut behind me, and there is no turning back. Portia leads me across a long, steep bridge. Some kind of eel twists through the swirling waters below, glowing like a bloodless ghost. Portia tugs on my arm, leading me away from the edge of the bridge. Come on, we don't want to keep milady waiting. As we approach the intricate doors, anxiety starts to rise like bubbles coming to a boil within me. Is this wise? And what awaits me in this fortress so far from home? Too soon, we are standing before the doors. Here we are. She swings her fist against the copper plating. 3 skull-rattling strikes. As the last echo fades, the pendulous doors swing inward. 3. The Empress. Inside the palace, the floors, walls, and sleep ceilings are all clean-cut, polished stone. A servant with a blue feathered cap comes sweeping up to us. With a deep bow, they pass me and dash to Portia's side. Chamberlain, how are we doing on time? Impeccable timing. The first course will be served shortly. Her ladyship is yet to descend. Portia heaves a sigh of relief and hands her fruit basket off to the bright-eyed servant. Perfect. Tell the kitchen that our guest has arrived. With a curtsy, the servant slips away, disappearing behind a panel in the wall, which slides seamlessly shut. I'll show you to the dining room. Her ladyship will be there soon. Hi, who is? How are you? Welcome, welcome.
Hello there.
Hi, Amethyst. Dining? With the Countess? What? Don't tell me you thought we wouldn't feed you. She leads me to a fine mahogany door at the end of the cavernous hall, and she opens the door, leading me inside. I step into the dining room. Rich scents fill my lungs, unfamiliar and tantalizing. Before me is a long table
laid heavy with platters of the most careful delicacy. Portia pulls out a chair for me, and I sink into the plush seat. Now that the food is right in front of me, my hunger returns tenfold. But the Countess has yet to arrive. I look around me and notice the strange painting on the wall across from me. The scene is that of a meal shared among a host of figures with the heads of beasts. The table is laden with small animals provided by a central character with the head of a goat. Rays of gold glitter around its head, and its red eyes are strikingly lifelike. Welcome, Arthur. I see you are admiring the painting. My head whips towards the head of the table. Countess Nadia is taking her seat. Her lips curve into a placid smile when her eyes meet mine. Hi, Gwen. Welcome in, welcome in. And I'm glad to hear you're doing well, shoot. Do you like it, Arthur? The painting? No. The royal personas! Yes? She drums her elegant fingers along her cheekbone, watching me with idle interest. Oh. You have peculiar taste. I cannot say I care much for it. So, why does it remain on the wall, you must ask? A servant appears at my side to place a bowl of yogurt and cucumber soup before me. I carefully bring it to my mouth and drink. Sentimental value, I suppose. It was one of my husband's favorites. The Countess's husband, Count Lucio. As his name takes form in my mind, the goat figure before me becomes somehow familiar. Suddenly, its red eyes are so vivid that I can almost feel them returning my gaze. Beautiful red. Ah, yes, it is a beautiful red. I didn't realize that I'd said the words aloud. Amusement shimmers in the Countess's brilliant eyes. The goat-headed one in the middle is Count Lucio, or so it is supposed to be. Providing for the people, as he saw himself, he certainly knew how to entertain. My empty bowl is whisked away, and in its place a dish of flaky golden savories. I know how fondly the people of this city remember the Count's masquerade. Did you ever attend the masquerade, Arthur? Our annual revelry in honor of my husband's birthday, a delight to all of Vesuvia. Is a memory now tingled with bitterness. After Count Lucio was murdered at the last masquerade. I nearly choke. Mercifully, I catch myself. My pulse quickens nonetheless. Such a terrible shock to the guests. Such a vicious injustice upon this house. To slaughter the host while he celebrates, sharing his joy and prosperity with open doors. I try to focus on my food, but my eyes keep drifting back to the painting. Count Lucio's murder. A story's full of holes, muddled with wild rumors and unanswered questions. But the end is always the same. The Count retired to his chambers, and by midnight he and his chamber were engulfed in flames. The culprit was captured on the spot, but before he could be brought to justice, he escaped. Ever since that day, guests to the palace have been few indeed. I look away from the portrait, just in time to meet the Countess's keen gaze. But now that you are here, now that I'm here, she says it with such gravity, such confidence. Countess, what does any of this have to do with me? Either the masquerade is precisely why I called you here. This year, I intend to hold the masquerade once more. I stare at her, and so does every servant in the room. Why? The festivities in Lucio's honor will be more fantastical than ever. There is but one loose end in need of tying. Count Lucio's murderer still roams free to this day. Dr. Julian Devrak, my husband's former physician. I sit very still, suddenly cold all over. Dr. Julian Devrak. Yep, now I remember the name on the wanted posters. Now I know exactly who broke into my shop. Dr. Devrak confessed to the crime when we caught him. All that is left is his sentence. Execution by hanging. There's a terrible crash. Portia's face is stricken with horror. At her feet, the broken remnants of our dessert are sleeping onto the floor. Portia? Forgive me, my lady. Slippery hands. You are forgiven. Two servants rush to her aid, sweeping away the shattered mess with wind-sprint speed. This is where you come in, Either. Dr. Devrak has been very elusive. But you have quite the reputation. Rumour has it you've even surpassed your Master Azra. I myself see the future in dreams, whether I like it or not. And this is how I know that you are the one who will find Dr. Devrak. And if we find him? The Countess sets down her glass. When we find him, we will bring him before the people so that all may see his long-awaited punishment. And so, to commence the festivities, the doctor will die on the gallows for his terrible crime. The Countess rises. On instinct, I rise as well. Portia. Portia! Yes, milady? Show Either to the guest quarters. I imagine there is much to ponder before the night is out. Right away, my lady. Portia pulls me to my feet, and with a humble bow, whisks me to the doorway. Portia is quiet as she ushers me down the hall towards my room. After a few turns, we pass a wide staircase, veiled in shadow. A draught rushes down from the floor above, prickling my skin. It's cold and it smells of ash. Curled up on the bottom step are two large, lanky dogs. The Bubba is a good boy. It's too good. I did this for you. I love them. They love the long snoots. They've got the snoots. The fuck all the love interests. Can I just keep the dogs? They so. Let me do it for you. The little borzois, they're so cute. Look at them. The urge to smush. Fathomless eyes fix upon me, and they rise slowly, without a sound. They approach me cautiously, long, thin snouts sampling the air. Silky fur rises along their spines and their lips curl back to form rows of pearly teeth. Portia clears her throat, folding her arms over her chest. She has their attention at once. They freeze, tense as springs. Mercedes, Melicor, be nice. This is a guest. Got it? Guest. Sorry about that, Aether. They're lovely animals, but they're not friendly. The dogs turn up their snoots at her, their eyes still locked on me. Pet them. Would. On a whim, I reach out to run my hand over the smaller one's silky coat. I wouldn't do that if I were you. The dog rears back. From my hand or from Portia's panicked tone, I'm not sure. Sorry, they're a little unpredictable. They seem on edge, and I'd rather you keep that hand. The hounds trot dutifully back to their spot. They nearly blend into the marble. No wonder they're like this. They haven't had their chamomile cakes. She looks nervously from me to the two dogs, still as statues. Wait here, Aether, and it's probably best to keep your distance from them. I'll be right back with those cakes. Portia swoops through a sliding panel in the wall, and I'm left alone in the hallway with the dogs. I feel the bigger one sniff my side insistently. When I look down, it simply pulls back and stares. Then the smaller one is sniffing my other side, huffing samples of my scent. I whirl around, and it sits back on its haunches, watching me innocently. Cheeky. Who's a good boy? You As I look into one of its sanguine eyes, an unsettling sensation ripples through my body like a wave of fever. A guest? I step back, gaze darting up and down the corridor. The voice was coming from the top of the stairs. I can only see so far into the hollow gloom. There's no one there. I nearly jump when I feel yanking at my garments. The dogs. Their teeth are buried in my clothes, unrelenting as they drag me onto the stairs. I trip up the first few steps and their tails start wagging. Hey! I try to wrench myself free, but the two dogs tug stubbornly. The dogs only let me go at the top of the stairs. The floor and walls are frigid stone, and the air smells of ash. My head is spinning, and I hardly feel the chill in the air. My heart is hammering. I summon a weak glimmer of light in my palm. I look around for the dogs, but they're nowhere to be seen. There is a door ahead, partway open, and inside is a deeper darkness swallowing the feeble rays of light. Hello, paywall. Well, luckily I got prologue money. Yes, I want to enter the room. I'm curious and I have no sense of self-preservation. Confirm. The magic in my palm shrinks to a fluttering glow when I slip through the doorway. Coming from the hall, it's warm inside. The thick air has a strong, peppery taste. A heavily canopied bed stretches midway across the room. I pass an extravagant suit of armor, a marble writing desk with a white peacock feather pen, all blanketed in ash. My light flickers over a portrait on the wall, twice my height. My dim light stretches up at the canvas. Though it's hard to see, I have no doubt of the painting's subject. Count Lucio. He looks younger than I expected. Or the portrait is old. Or perhaps the artist was catering to his vanity. The red of his coat is the cardinal hue from the painting in the dining room. The golden arm, a marvel of alchemical art. The fur hanging from his haughty shoulders looks impossibly fine and... Go on. Touch it. A miasma of thick, scorching air pushes my hand towards the portrait. But I feel nothing but ash and canvas. There is snickering inside my head as a haze settles over my mind. Nothing like the real thing. Seeing, unable to feel. Such sweet torture. Warmth like an ember radiates at the back of my neck. The magic in my palm reacts, its glow stretching past my fingers and down my wrist. The strange sensations subside, and the voice grows fainter, even wistful. There, in your energy. Oh, it's him. Could you be? The haze vanishes from my mind. I reel back from the portrait. Something soft meets the back of my knees, and I fall through folds of dusty velvet into a massive bed. Great plumes of ash billow around me when my back hits the bed covers. This is Count Lucio's bed, right where he was murdered, incinerated. Then this fine ash in my eyes, in my nose, in my mouth, and all over me. Is what's left of him? I clap a hand over my mouth, smothering a scream as I struggle to stand. Going so soon? You're no fun. That voice, it echoes from every corner of the room and from within my mind. What do you want? The laughter takes a higher pitch, and I feel heat sweeping past my ears, gathering behind me. What do I want? The last word ends on a snarl. I freeze, and I have the sensation of something reaching for my back. And then it pulls away. The temperature drops abruptly, and my hurried breaths turn into fine mist. I dare not look, but I hear something moving towards the portrait. Chains of gold, but no neck. Beautiful, beautiful furs, but no back. No perfect face to smother with kisses. So I want nothing. The voice trails off, and then the room feels normal again. I scramble to my feet and make a break for the door. Breaking into a run, I continue down the hall, searching the vague darkness for any way out. The portraits on the wall watch me run with cold, aristocratic stares. Come back, come back. Against all good sense, I stop and turn around. I only see it for a moment. A silhouette, stark against a wall of high windows, frosted with smoke. Claws, horns, and hooves like onyx. The white face of a goat with red eyes fixed gleefully on me. I blink, and it's gone. I hear clambering off to the side, the creak of a door, and then silence. By the time I stumble down the stairs, disoriented, Portia's looking around corners for me. Oh, there you are. She stares at the fine powdery ash coating me from head to toe. What? Why are you covered in ash? Oh, what did those naughty dogs do? She produces a plain white handkerchief and hands it to me. All I can muster is a dazed nod of thanks as I dust myself off. My mind feels fogged, struggling to make sense of the shadows I saw, the whispers I heard. Portia takes me gently by the elbow, helping me brush off the last of the ash. You know, I'm just gonna leave these cakes right here. Let's get you to bed. I follow at Portia's heels until we arrive at our destination. Thankfully, it isn't much further. She swings open the door with a sweeping gesture. These will be your quarters, Arthur. You can put your things wherever you like. Breakfast is at sunrise. I'll wake you. My fatigue must be showing. I let my bag fall to the floor. Eyeing the smooth linens, I shudder with exhaustion. You look ready to drop. I'll leave you be. Sleep well, Arthur. Her soft voice trails off, and she gently slides the door shut. At once, I bury into the luxurious sheets. It feels as though I'm weightless. Heart thumping to the rhythm of Portia's steady, ever-distant footfalls, I sink into unconsciousness. What the fuck was that creepy ass fucking scene? Damn! It's like, oh, enter the paywall. The devil's waiting for you, darling. Ah! Also, like, I can't help but notice that, like, he dusts himself with a rag, right? He goes a little puff, 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 dust, dust. But, like, if he's covered head to toe in dust, he just, like, leapt on his bed, covered head to toe in dead man dust. The devil was the paywall all along. Oh my god. Oh my god, Santa. Yeah, like, he died and went to fur heaven. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. 4. The Emperor. I'm back on the Blackstone path, whipped by wind and rust-covered sand. The thick, dark clouds hanging overhead are heavier than before. But if I'm dreaming again, where is Azra? The unforgiving wind burns my eyes as I search the desolate landscape. Up ahead, too far to reach, Azra's still with the lumbering beast. They've stopped at a fork in the road. One way goes east, and the other goes west. Azra dismounts the creature, placing a hand on its hide. It turns down the path to the east, and Azra walks west. And I know at once he is going the wrong way. Not that way! Not again! His head turns. Even from this uncrossable distance, I feel our eyes meet. Arthur? His voice is just a longing whisper on the wind. Oh, you up the price, you cheeky bastard! Oh, fuck you! Oh. Oh, that's more than half of my freebie coins. I don't know if I want to... Ace Ventura. Oh my god, Senna. Come on, you want the devil. Ah. Oh, this is hard. I know, right, Peter? Like, for real, for real. Yeah, fuck it, it's free, why not? That was 50 coin for drama, for real. With all my will, I drive myself forward to reach out, close enough to grasp hold of his hand. When our hands touch, his eyes are wide with wonder. before everything around us dissolves and falls away. It's yesterday in the dream. I'm sweeping up a mess of powdered bat milk when Astra walks in.
Hi, Envy from nowhere.
Thank you so much for the follow, darling. I really appreciate it. And welcome, welcome.
Right, is it still popping? Yep.
Either. Wait till you see what the woods had to offer today. Mushrooms, fruit, and roots tumble out of his bag onto the countertop. He leans on his elbows, hands under his chin, watching me with delight. Wow, so much. This is more than we need. I thought it'd be better to have plenty. I don't want to leave you here with nothing but pumpkin bread. With my hands occupied, Azra slips a goldberry in my mouth and I chew slowly, tasting nothing. Leave me. That's right. This was the moment right before he packed his bag to go. I wanted to tell him then. Now I can't remember why I didn't. I can't hold it in. I want to come with you. Azra blinks, drops his gaze and sighs. Gentle hands come to either side of my face as he looks deep into my eyes. I know. I wish I could take you. It's just too risky. Wherever he goes, it's too far, too fast, and too risky for me, but not for him. Well, I'll risk it. I turn my face so my lips meet his palm. He goes still with surprise. I'll risk it. You will. Why? You want to join me in the den of a baby-eating blood mountain beast? Slog through the crawling maze of Torturia, only to end up in a quicksand pit in the bog of resistance? He doesn't get it. He blinks when I shake away his touch. I want to be with you. If you're going to Blood Mountain, that's where I want to be. Oh. You want to put yourself in danger to be with me. That's... Azra worries his lip in thought. He steps back, skating his hands down my arms. You're really serious this time, huh? Turning you down's even harder when we want the same thing. You don't want to be left behind, and I don't want to leave you, but sometimes we can't have what we want, even when it feels right. I'll bring back whatever you want, okay? Anything. My brow furrows, and he squeezes my hands in apology. I don't want souvenirs. I want to be where he is. I thought he wanted the same. I grip his hands and look him in the eye. If I have to be the one to banish these doubts, I will. Do you want me? I feel it radiating off him in waves, as if he can't contain it. Yes, yes, yes! I want you, I need you, I miss you so much. A tremor runs through his hands, and then his fingers carefully slide between mine as he lowers his gaze. I can't. If only you knew. When he pulls back, he looks into my eyes with such clarity that everything else goes out of focus. You're more honest in dreams. Just like I remember, Azra takes a flower and tucks it behind my ear before I can speak. I really can't wait to see you again. I'll be back soon. His voice reverberates through my consciousness, soft and full of promise. My mind grasps after the vestiges of the dream, but it's futile. It's already fading away. Hi, Uni. Thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate it. Thank you. And welcome, welcome. Yeah, he thirsty, damn. Sunlight tickles my face, and I open my eyes with a groan. Morning, Arthur. Portia sets out a tray of breakfast pastries while I slowly sit up. Thank you for the hydrate and the stretch. Right, arms in front, up over the head, and yeah. Danke. I don't think so. What a lovely sunrise. Did you sleep well? The Countess wants you to meet her in the library once you've eaten and dressed. Portia sets a neat pile of elegant clothing on the bed beside me. I unfold the top piece, marveling at the way the fabric moves. We took your old clothes to be laundered. Milady asked me to provide these for you. I'll be waiting in the hall whenever you're ready. Portia ducks out the door. I move the silky garments aside and toss back my bed covers. I eat quickly, not wanting to keep the Countess waiting. The pastries are still warm and flaky, each more delicate and whimsical than the last. Then I disrobe and pull on my new outfit, fumbling with its clasps and buttons. Oh, don't you look nice? The Countess has a real eye for fashion. She'll definitely be pleased. Portia stops before a panel in the wall, 3 times my height. It's crafted of smooth wood and all the colours of rippling honey. Carved with dizzying intricacy is a great tree in the height of its maturity. Its leaves and fruit are inlaid with jewels, precious stones, and mother of pearl. It's Milady's own work. Beautiful, isn't it? Portia retrieves a ring of keys from her pocket. There are about a dozen, each carved of the same wood as the panel, each bearing a distinct jewel. One by one, she finds their locks in the panel. With each key, the roots of the tree start to unwind from each other, pulling free from the floor. And when all of the locks have been turned, the panel folds upon itself on either side like a paper fan. There are books everywhere. Books winding up the walls, reaching for the ceiling. The Countess is waiting for us, seated in a reclining chair. Have fun lurking. Her eyes glitter with approval when she sees me. Ivor, you look positively radiant. She gestures to the towering shelves all around us. Do you read? I nod. The Countess tempers her surprise. Oh. Somehow I suspected that you might. It is a great gift to read. Where I come from, it is shared amongst all citizens. But woefully uncommon here. This way, if you please. She leads me deeper into the shelves. Portia follows with a jingling ring of keys. I can't stop staring at all of the books. My fingers itch to run along their spines, but I resist. Arthur, you are my guest. If you should like to return here, you need only ask. But for the moment... The Countess stops before an alcove, nestled between the shelves. I would have your undivided attention here. A desk stands in a slim ray of daylight, cast from a tiny window. Books, journals, papers, and scrolls cover every inch of the desk. Despite the clutter, everything is carefully organized. Someone's place of study, preserved in time. This was Dr. Deverak's desk. He was employed at the palace, as was your master Asra. We called upon them to concoct a cure for the plague. My blood runs cold. The Red Plague, as it was called, swept through the city like wildfire. It claimed young and old, frail and strong. There was no way to tell who'd succumb. Cases are rare now. I can't remember the last time I saw the telltale red in the whites of someone's eyes. Physicians, scientists, alchemists, fortune tellers, magicians. All were invited in hopes that our resources may aid in their research. Perhaps he was plotting even then, but the doctor accepted our invitation, as did your master Azra. Her gaze shifts to the window. It overlooks a large willow tree, which hangs over the fountain in the garden below. I have had the desk and its contents examined laboriously. Nothing of consequence has been found, but perhaps you will make better use of it. It's the best lead I can offer. She draws away, passing me and perfuming the air with jasmine. The search for Dr. Devrak is now in your hands. You may proceed as you see fit. I only ask that you meet with me for dinner this evening. She smiles serenely and sweeps out of the room, Portia following in her wake. I am left alone with the doctor's desk. There is a stack of books, a leather-bound folio, and a scroll tucked away in a little row of drawers. I open a well-loved tome and flip through the pages. It appears to be a surgical guide. Some of the diagrams are stained with old blood. Many of the pages are scrawled over with the doctor's notes. His handwriting is completely indecipherable. I can't make any sense of it. And more importantly, I sense nothing from the books. No lingering traces of the doctor. The folio pages are a little gold with age and thin, almost transparent. A meticulous drawing catches my eye. Its neat lines contrast sharply with the doctor's messy handwriting. Somehow the patterns and shapes look very familiar, like I've seen them before. I trace one with my fingertip, and the hairs on my arm stand on end. There, an echo of desperation and single-minded purpose. It's a faint trace at best, but I can sense what the doctor was feeling when he made these drawings. I roll the drawing into a tight scroll and stow it in my bag. This fragile piece of paper. It's something the doctor cared about. Something with a connection to him. A surge of excitement and apprehension rushed through me. I can use this. With the scroll and my magic to assist me, I might be able to find him. I glance out the window at the sky. It's a bit past noon. If I'm quick, I should be back in time for dinner with the Countess. The sun starts dipping in the sky as I make my way back into the city. My breath grows short as tremors of anxiety radiate from my gut, spreading to my fingertips. I haven't done magic like this on my own. I've always had Azra with me before. Azra. Memories of his familiar voice soothe my mind. Start with your breath, follow with your heart, and be present. Finding the calm I need, I gather up my magic, holding the scroll in both hands. A tingling sensation grows at the base of my neck. I follow the feeling away from the palace through the city streets. I end up in a narrow, slippery street at the south end of Vesuvia. Its shabby stones are layered like scales. Clustered apartments line up the passage, and murky reddish water swirls in the sluggish canal. Suddenly, a door in front of me swings open, casting warm light down 3 jagged stone steps. Oh, I'll be back, just stepping out for some air. I freeze mid-step. my heart leaping into my throat. My spell worked. But I hadn't thought about what I'd do when I'd found him. I try to back away, quietly, but something catches my heel, toppling me into an empty barrel. Ah! The next thing I know, I'm staring at the sky, limbs flailing uselessly as quick footsteps approach. Hello. That was quite a tumble. Are you all right? The doctor leans over the barrel, extending a hand. He rears back when he sees my face. The shopkeep? What are you doing here? Come on, upsy daisy. A firm grip encircles each of my wrists, and I'm hauled out of the barrel like a snail shucked from its shell. Ugh. I stagger forward into the doctor's broad, gleaming chest. For a moment, his eyes meet mine in surprise at our sudden proximity. Then, with a friendly pat to my arms, he releases me. I take a good look at my surroundings for the first time. We're behind a tavern, well hidden from the street. Painted on the door is a cackling blackbird lying back on a crescent moon. The Rowdy Raven, it reads. Dare I ask what brings you to this neck of the woods? I open my mouth, but no words come out. How do I even begin to explain? The doctor gives me a knowing look and casts a glance to the open door. Its warm light glows between us. He turns to me with a glint in his eye. Rumor has it that you're working for the palace. I'm sure, well, by now you've heard some interesting stories about me. I nod. That much is true, if a gross understatement. But you haven't heard my side of the tale, have you? That's true, too. All my knowledge is from the Countess's account, the wanted posters, and the muddled rumors. Besides, I still do owe you for the reading. Are you thirsty? My treat. I am thirsty. I am thirsty. His face splits into a brilliant grin. Oh, fantastic. Please, allow me. He beckons me up the stairs to the door, easing it open and leading me through to the warmth inside. It's not even sundown, but the tavern is in full swing. The noise is cacophonous. The barkeep, wide, scar-faced and barrel-armed, gives the doctor a cheeky salute when we pass by. A cackling drunkard swings out a wooden leg, which Dr. Devrak politely pushes aside. Tutting, my escort guides me to a cozy booth in the back. You make yourself comfortable. I'll be right back. He breezes past me towards the bar. I try to sit still as I look around. Nearby, a pair of old crones are hunched over a card game, attended by a squabbling crowd. Up at the bar, the doctor chats with the barkeep. They both erupt into peals of laughter at some joke. He looks perfectly at ease, so different from when I met him at the shop. He turns, making his way back with our drinks, and he sets mine before me. He slides into the booths across from me, gulping down his drink with gusto. I peer into the golden liquid in my cup. It smells faintly of fruit. Fuck it. I take a sip. It's refreshing, barely sweet, and fizzes on the way down. You know, I never did get your name. Fingers interlocking on the table between us, he gives me a look of encouragement. Either. Ah, Either. What a lovely name. A musical name. Either. He offers me his hand, and though I hesitate to place mine in his leathery grip, I manage. His smile broadens to a toothy grin. I clear my throat, looking him dead in the eye. You said you'd tell me your side of the story. Oh, I did, didn't I? How careless of me. He laughs at my incredulous expression. Then he leans back in the booth, long limbs going every which way. All right, ask anything you'd like. Wordlessly, I reach into my bag and hand him the scroll from the library. Once he starts reading, the smile slides from his face. He leans over the page, frowning in concentration. The map-like winding patterns draw me in once again. I find myself leaning over the scroll for a closer look. I only look away when I feel Julian's eye on me. Where did you find this? It was on your desk, in the palace library. He looks away, but not before I see a flinch of pain cross his face. Oh, well, this is a slice of a human brain. The patterns are unique, actually, to each individual. Individual? I meet his gaze, and he stiffens with trepidation. You mean to say you've seen individual brains sliced like this? Julian steeples his fingers and rests his chin on his thumbs. His expression is ghastly. There are other drawings, aren't there, at the palace? Thank you for the follow, Happy 𝐄𝐍𝐕𝐓3. I appreciate it, and welcome. I nod, and he drums his fingers on his clenched jaw in clear distress. Well, you'd better put this one back. Trust me, they'll notice it's gone. As if he can't stand to look at it a moment longer, he rolls it up and hands it to me. I take the scroll and stow it in my bag. It feels heavier now, as if the page itself took on the weight of his ominous words. Excuse me. Whisking the steins away, Julia heads back to the bar. Shrill bickering erupts from the card-playing crone's table. Julian whispers to one of the crones as he passes by and taps a single card in her hand. The card is played, throwing the crowd into chaos, and Julian ducks away as someone douses him with their drink. He's still wiping it off, chuckling when he returns to his seat. You would think I'd know better than to get involved. I raise an eyebrow. He's not wearing a mask here, and everyone seems to know him. You're not worried about being seen? Here? No. I'm not too worried. Folks around here aren't known to, oblige the wants and wishes of the palace. Even the Raven spends his time scouting for guards. Obsessively. Julian scans the smoky rafters while I process what he told me. It's a little surprising. Where Asper and I live, the guards are treated with reverence and fear in no small measure. Suddenly the Raven bursts in through a dusty window overhead, flying in loops with a guttural shriek. The bird beats himself against a string of bells, and the tavern erupts into chaos. Guards! Palace guards! Patron claws their way out of every door and window, playing cards tossed and fluttering in the air. Julian scoops me bodily from my seat and rushes me out the back door into the alley. It's getting cold, and the sun's almost set completely. The doctor casts a frantic glance up and down the alley before crowding me in the shadows. You'll be able to find your way, yes? The guards aren't after you. I nod. He clasps my upper arms and looks me deep into my eyes. Thanks for not, well, thanks either. He turns and vanishes, leaving me all alone in the silent, shuttered alley. Now what do I do? I thought Julian might give me answers, but all I have are more swirling questions. Hey, you there! I whirl around as two armed guards appear at the alley entrance. They march toward me, but when they're close enough to see my face, they stop. Oh, Countess's magician. The guard gives me a short, sharp bow. I'm Ludovico. We met yesterday at the gates. I nod, trying to summon up some confidence. Yes. I'm supposed to dine with the Countess again tonight, but it's getting late. Ludovico briskly waves off my unasked question. We'll hail your carriage back. Don't want to keep the Countess waiting. He leads me back to a broader street, hails a gilded carriage, and closes the door behind me. The palace looms over the carriage as it approaches, a white monolith against the twinkling night sky. Portia's waiting for me at the gates, ready to help me out the carriage. She's unusually quiet, not at all her usual cheerful self. I keep silent as well, occupied by my tangled thoughts by tangled thoughts of my own. The grand door swings open as we arrive to reveal an extravagant meal piled high upon the long table. Everything is richly seasoned with rare spices. I can recognize the scent of saffron wafting towards me. You're right on time, Arthur. I hope your day was fruitful. A servant seats me and fills my glass with a pale rose beverage. The delicate floral aroma reminds me of the Countess's perfume. First, let us attend to some small matters. My courtiers are most eager to meet you. I shall introduce you to them tomorrow afternoon. They will want to know everything about you, but choose wisely what you wish to tell. I will be informing them of the masquerade as well. I imagine they will be ecstatic. I nod slowly as I chew my food. The ways of the court are foreign to me. But I can trust, at the very least, that the Countess won't allow me to be an embarrassment. And tomorrow at noon, Portia will lead a retinue into the town square to announce the masquerade. Once the townspeople hear, word will spread on its own, and then it shall be out of our hands. I imagine the crowds will be eager to see Count Lucio's murderer hang. I think of Julian, bathed in the warm, welcoming light of the tavern, swinging from the gallows. My heart grows cold at the image, but I'm careful not to let it show on my face. But these are tomorrow's matters. Tonight, Arthur, I have questions. Questions? I brace myself for the inevitable queries about where I went, what I've been doing. Yes, I wish to become familiar with you. Her words catch me off guard. Speaking of. Thank you so much for the sub, Moonmoth. I appreciate it. Thank you. Mwah. Enjoy those emotes, darling. Her words catch me off guard. I didn't expect her to have any interest in who I was. Let us be strangers no longer. May tonight be the beginning of a valuable friendship. She starts with simple questions. How I enjoy the town, my daily goings-on, my favourite thing to eat. I ask her questions in turn, and learn that her favourite food is spiced swordfish. In Prakra, spiced swordfish is a summer dish. I would hardly suffer a warm night without it. Prakra, a vast land in the north, the Countess's home, though I had thought it was only a rumour. The kitchen does try to humour my requests, but alas, they can never seem to spice it quite right. Do you ever miss living there? The Countess. Oh my god. Thank you so much for the gift sub mini bust, you sweet bastard. I appreciate it. Thank you. Mwah. The Countess looks thoroughly down into her glass, elegant fingers curled delicately around its stem. Perhaps. I don't think I would ever return to Prakra, but there are things I miss about my home. Often, when I was feeling morose, I would take a walk down to the white beaches of my homeland. Observing the opalescent waves crash over the sands would soothe my worried soul. The bittersweet expression on her face as she speaks of her homeland makes her look years younger. I notice that the servants are listening as they work, watching the Countess and I with wondering eyes. Well, if we are to reminisce, perhaps we should do somewhere more private. Would you care to join me on the veranda for a nightcap? She looks down at me, a soft smile tugging at her lips. Just the two of us. Then she holds her hand out towards me, waiting expectantly. I see. You've planned everything out to drain me of my free money in succession, you cheeky bastard. I see what you're doing there. That's right, you're sucking me of my free coins, bitch. Aw, thank you for the 200 BDs, Ghosty. Oh my god, hype train, oh my god. Alright, let's see, are the alerts safe yet? Oh! Almost! Alright, almost. I'm actually going to let them run now because it's real people. For context, we got a bit of a follow bot raid like in the beginning, so that's why the alert sounds were off. Alrighty, I'll quickly have a sip of water, and then I'll give them what they want. Because she's cool. Alright. Oh, this game is unfair. I want to pick all of them. Join her for a nightcap. I take her hand with trepidation. She grips it warmly and firmly, looking pleased as we head out to the veranda. Thank you for the 45 biddies, dear. I appreciate it. A cool night breeze greets us. The star-filled sky is bright and vast overhead. No servant follows us. It's just Nadia, me, and the brilliant stars overhead. Have a seat. I settle down into a plush chair at her order, shifting a little to get comfortable. She picks up a crystal decanter filled with pale liquid and pours us both a glass. Elderflower cordial, one of my favorites. There's a silence, not quite comfortable. Then Nadia turns her gaze from the garden to me and gives me a warm smile. You are quite different from how I imagined you. I will admit, I find your presence quite intriguing. Somehow, the Countess has a way of making me feel at ease and nervous at the same time. In town, there are whispers that Countess Nadia is a tyrant. But the woman in front of me seems genuine, kind, and a little lonely. Tell me, Aether, why did you come to the palace? Why agree to help me? It felt right. It felt right. I see. So you were following your intuition. How nostalgic. She brings her hand up to her chest, fixing her gaze on the garden maze below. The heart can be quite a valuable tool, provided one listens to it. Nadia looks back at me, a smile in her eyes. I wonder what else your heart has said about me, Aether. Perhaps we can discuss it in more detail later. Do you have any more questions for me, Aether? Know that you are free to speak in my presence. I mean, I have a lot of questions for Nadia, but if I asked them all now, I worried we'd never leave the veranda. For now, I just need to know... Why are you doing this? What a vague question. What exactly do you mean? Well, the murder investigation. The Count has been dead for years, so why now? Ah. You're quite right to ask, Aether. Vesuvia is in dire need of help. Order needs to be restored, and I am in the unique position to restore it. However, I intend to lead by example, not fear. I must show the city I am capable. I have so many plans for Vesuvia. I want to see the city flourish. Perhaps you'll be able to help me with those plans, Either. I could use more competent people on my side. The lonely aura from earlier returns, heavy and thick in the air. Does she really have no one else to rely on? Slowly I reach out, taking her hands in mine. Surprise flashes in her eyes, and for a moment I think she's going to pull away. But then she smiles and squeezes back. How sweet you are, Either. Nadia pauses, and then slowly brings my hand to her lips, brushing a feather-like kiss against it. It seems you have had a long day. I won't keep you any longer. Thank you for coming to the palace. My dreams did not lead me astray. Then she smiles and picks up a small silver bell, its handle carved into the shape of a swan's neck, and rings it. The door to the veranda opens immediately as Portia bustles in. You rang, m'lady? I did. Please show Either to the guest rooms. Of course, my lady. I can almost swear I see Nadia wink at me as I leave. Our footsteps echo in the empty halls. Portia walks cheerfully beside me. Also, hi Kamika, how are you? Welcome, welcome. Here, I'll show you a shortcut back to your room. Just in case Mercedes and Melicor are sulking around again. She leads me down a narrow, dusty hallway. Her fingers find the edge of a moth-eaten tapestry. With a dramatic flourish, she reveals a secret passage on the other side. She throws a smile and a wink my way, gesturing for me to step in. You knew this was here? Her soft laugh echoes down the gloomy hallway. Her eyes glitter with mischief. It's my job to know everything around here, including little tricks like this. It's dim on the other side, the floor uneven beneath my feet. I've no idea where I am, but Portia seems to know exactly where she's going. You know, things have gotten a lot more interesting around here since you showed up. And all the rumors floating around, my goodness, you'd think we'd have nothing to do but chat. Do you hear a lot of rumors? Oh, thank you so much for the sub, Almond Butt Milk. I appreciate it. Thank you. And enjoy those emotes, darling. You wouldn't deserve them. Mwah. Do you hear a lot of rumors? Why? Something you want to tell me, Either? Caught off guard, I lapse back into silence. I don't even know how to begin explaining what happened at the Rowdy Raven. After a few twists and turns, we're out the narrow passageway and back in the guest wing. It seems servants came during the day to tidy up. They placed a fresh pitcher of water on the desk. Thank you so much for the follow, Evalius. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Incense burns by the window, filling the room with hazy swirls of wood and spice. When I drop my bag at the foot of the bed, the scroll from Julian's desk rolls out. Portia spots it. She looks as if she's dying to ask a question, but it falters before it can escape her lips. You seem concerned. Concerned? Me? Maybe. It's just... the doctor... I mean, he can't be the only suspect, right? Just between you and me, I think Count Lucio had a lot of enemies, too. I mean, I wasn't working here when it happened. I've only heard rumors of what went on that night. Just keep your eyes peeled for anything strange, all right? Then she smiles, the worry clearing from her face. She leans in close to me, voice low. You know, if you're not too tired yet, I could show you around the palace. There's a lot of interesting things on the grounds. Maybe I could show you some secrets. If you think you can handle them. Is she teasing me? She gives me another wink and tilts her head, waiting for an answer. Hi, Bella the lowly one. Thank you for the follow, darling. I appreciate, and welcome, welcome. Fuck you. Fucking paywalls. Here comes the paywall. Well, we're out of free money now, so no more fun. Is that allowed? Well, why wouldn't it be allowed? You're not a prisoner here, you know. You look like you can keep a secret. I'm not too worried. Fuck you. Sorry, I'm too tired. I get it. You've had a long day and a lot on your mind. Get some rest. Tomorrow, milady wants you to join us in town to announce the masquerade. I know, right, Ghosty? Honestly. I'll be back at dawn. Don't step in. Don't sleep in. With that, she's gone, leaving me alone with my thoughts. And the fucking paywall! That would be so cool. God damn you, paywall, and your arbitrary prices. Raw. Let me have a quick hydrate. Oh. No. 5. The Hierophant. It's the morning of the masquerade announcement. I need to be back in the square for it at noon, but for now, I'm checking in on the shop. I'll want supplies for my investigation. Reagents, herbs, one of Azra's magic books. Hopping up the steps, I press my palm to the door and release the sealing spell. I spot a small leather pouch resting on the stoop. Someone left this for me. Picking the knot, I open the pouch. Inside is a magic mixture. Myrrh is the strongest, but there are other herbs, a mixture for protection. I cast a glance to either side of the street, but there's no one nearby. I fetch my keys and turn the locks. Just as I lean on the door... Hydra VT, thank you for the follow and welcome. It swings open, and I nearly collapse into the last person I expected to see. Dr. Devrak? The sight of him freezes me in my tracks, the pouch dropping from my nerveless fingers. I struggle to speak, but he beats me to it. Well, hello there. Fancy seeing you here. Well, maybe not so surprising. I was in the neighborhood. And you look, splendid. Marvelous. I'll stop wringing my hands. For a moment, I think about calling for the guards, but I hesitate. This is the second time he's been in my shop. The guards think I've been harboring him. I fix him with a narrow gaze. How do you keep getting in? I know I locked up after the first time, so you've either broken in or I've got a key. With a click of his tongue and a ravagant sigh, the doctor pulls a little key from his coat pocket. Here. If it makes any difference, you can take it. I won't be using it again. That's a promise. He waits patiently as I take the key and compare it to my others. It lines up with my key in the back room. Who gave this to you? You don't... Well, let's just say I needed to make a couple of house calls. After hours. My eyebrows shot upwards. House calls to the shop? Was Azra ever that ill? Oh no, if he had been, he would have told me. Hi, Diamond Black. Thank you for the follow and welcome, welcome. Oh shit, Xana, let's go! I frown, pocketing the key and giving the doctor a wary look. Oh, I hope you don't think I'm a thief. I'm a lot of things, but not that. But you wouldn't take my word for it, would you? To my surprise, the doctor shucks off his overcoat and starts to unbutton his waistcoat. He throws it open with a flutter, arms outstretched, palms up in submission. Search me. If you find anything of yours, I'll show myself to the stocks. Go ahead, search until you're satisfied. He lowers his eye, presenting himself for inspection. The sight makes me grow hot at the ears, embarrassed. Fuck you. I hate paywalls so much. God damn it. No fun allowed. Why? Back in my day, visual novels didn't do this shit. Motherfuckers. Like $10. Oh, in that case, welcome in, Diamond. Appreciate it. And I'm glad you like my silly little TikToks. Now, time to completely and totally lose my shit at a paywall. Oh, eat shit. Fuck you, eat shit. Just waves fist. Oh, yeah. Yeah, yeah, No, I'm sure that $32 one is the most popular. Oh, yeah. Fucking paywalls. Just shakes fist. Oh, yeah, Xana. It's like $10 and he's... I want to pat him down, damn it. Oh, no, right. You know what, Ghosty, I can. Let's hold still for a little bit. Ghosty might be about to feed us. Feed us the Dr. Dev rat tartars. Squinkle Police a lot of honestly. Oh, the audacity of the lion, the witch, and the audacity of this bitch. Have fun lurking, Faye. I suppose it's a good time probably to have a hydrate. Oh my god, paywalls are the worst. Ah. Thank you, Ghosty. Alright, in that case, I am going to very briefly be right back. Because fuck it, we're shilling. Alright, I'm going to very briefly be right back. And while I'm BRBing, yeah, I'm getting coins. Oh, I hate microtransactions so much. We're succumbing to the goddamn paywall. Just angry noises. boop, 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 boop. Alright. Yep. Alright. Okay, we've shilled. Alright, back we go. And it turned out there was a discount, so I was able to get 3,000 coins. Fuck yeah! Bright side, actually, I ended up only having to pay like 17 Aussie dollars, so it was like Ghosty shill, and then I threw my own $4 into the pot. So we've got good coins now. Coins acquired. Sobs in paywall. Now we get to do what we all really wanted him to do. I want to pat him down. Oh, come on. Look me in the eyes and tell me you wouldn't want to pat this man down. Take my money, you cheeky bastard. Oh, thank you. I think I will. From the stunned look on his face, he didn't expect me to take him up on it. You're just full of surprises, aren't you? Well then, don't be shy. I promise I'll be good. I stepped closer, eyes roaming over his body, unsure where to begin. Tentatively, I reach up and run my hands over his shoulders. I've never been this close to him before. There's barely a sliver of space between us. Thank you, Ghosty. Not afraid to get up and close and personal, are ya? He cuts himself off when I slide my hands under his shirt. His skin is soft and surprisingly cool. When my fingers brush over his throat, I can feel his pulse jump. The moment my hands reach his waist, he suddenly twists away as slippery as an eel. No, not there. I'm afraid I'm terribly ticklish. Don't tell anyone. It'll be our little secret. Please stop moving. He pauses mid-motion, tilting his head curiously. So polite. I can take a little rough handling, you know. You could take more liberties with me. His tone is provocative, but the look in his eye is almost eager. I circle behind him, and he twists around to watch me, not letting me out of his sight. His eye is bright with interest, my cheek warm under his shameless stare. I had no idea you were so hands-on. How daring of you. Aren't you afraid someone will see? Did I say you could move? No, you didn't. Then turn back around. He complies without hesitation. I can see the tips of his ears turn red. A fine tremor goes through him when I slide my palms down his back. Besides, shouldn't you be afraid of being seen? Well, I suppose that's true. I run my hands over his hips, checking his pockets, and stop when I feel an unexpected hard edge. Don't worry about that. It's a knife, hidden in his pocket. But I am happy to see you. I can show you if you like. He's incorrigible, but I can feel him nervously shifting his weight. I walk back around to his front, trailing my one hand over his hip. He sways in my direction, but holds himself still with a visible effort. Tell me, what were you really looking for? You're very persistent, aren't you? And thorough. Julian's throat bobs when he swallows, and he lets out a slow, shaky sigh. I was looking for answers, but I didn't find any. Not the ones I wanted. All right. I believe you. Huh? Wait, really? Really? That's a terrible idea. You shouldn't take anyone at their words, least of all me. But, well, I do hope you're satisfied. I would just hate to disappoint you. He retrieves his overcoat with a showy flourish and slips it back on. Well, I'm sure you have things to do, so I'll just be getting out of your way. He takes a wide step, contorting his long form around me to pass. His broad grin takes only a second to fade before shock takes over his features. I look carefully over my shoulder. Portia. She must have come to find me, but she pays me no attention at all. Poor gal walked in to see me feeling up this poor gent with my coins. Rest well, Nova. Oh my god. So it turns out when you pass over the paywall, you get bottom energy. 'Twas wonderful, thank you. When she speaks, the word that escapes her sounds different, an unused voice from the depths of her heart. Ilya? Portia stumbles, then runs to the steps. I back into the wall as she throws herself at the doctor. Ilya, is that really you? Her shaking hands come to either side of his face, and his eye starts to shine. It's me. You bastard! What are you doing here? Out in the open? Are you trying to get yourself killed? Her fingers curl, tugging at his ears and drawing a shameful mince. You've grown up strong, Basha. I'm sorry I wasn't there to see it. Oh, I'll show you sorry. You unbelievable Aether! She releases Julian's ear and seizes his collar, tugging him off the stoop. I'll catch up with you later. Without further ado, Portia hauls the floundering doctor down a nearby alley, leaving me to ponder. Didn't they seem like family? I enter my shop and head straight for the back room. I linger over Azra's possessions, his clothing and magical relics, comforted by his smoky scent. But I can't stay long. I'm expected in the square. I collect the magical components I need, but the book is nowhere to be found. It's one of Azra's. Did he take it with him when he left? Before I know it, the sun is high in the sky, and a distant clock tolls the hour, shocking me to my feet. The announcement! Biting my lip in vexation, I abandon my search and close up shop, headed for the city square. The square is densely packed, smaller folks and latecomers circling the perimeter for a better view. A pleasant smell I can't place is wafting from nearby. Hear ye. This is an announcement from your Countess Nadia. On the anniversary of the passing of your beloved Count Lucio, the Countess will open the palace gates. That's right, folks. All are invited not to mourn, but to celebrate the spirit of the dearly departed Count. A ripple of loud excitement passes through the crowd, and at its edge, I follow the familiar scent. Myrrh. The leather pouch dropped on my store's doorstep comes to mind. And then I come up upon a figure, hulking in size. Their eyes are shadowed under a hood and a heavy brow. Though the excitement in the square is growing, the figure looks more like a harbinger of despair. It'll be a masquerade like no other before. Spread the word, tell your friends. You won't want to miss this. As the crowd erupts, the massive stranger moves down a side street, escaping with the scent of myrrh. The stranger's lumbering pace is easy to match. I catch up halfway down the street. Hey, where are you going? They turn just slowly, as if they dread the sight of me. Oh my god, Santa! Finally to the slaughter. Just like the rest of you. What do you mean? Please, speak plainly. It doesn't matter what I say. My words won't last. They never do. The stranger shuffles away, chains rattling. My thoughts race. If they left the protection spell at the shop, did Azra send them? Wait! Who are you? My question falls on deaf ears. Confused, I scramble to catch up before the hulking figure can disappear around the corner. They stop on the stairs, broad back to me. Where are you going? With a start, they turn around so quickly that the tattered hood falls back. Were they planning to wait here until I left? Hesitantly, I take a step forward. The stranger turns, broad shoulders almost scraping the walls, and shuffles away from me. Curiosity compels me to follow. When I emerge into the bustling market, my heart sinks. The stranger can easily disappear in this crowd. Or not. I immediately spot the figure, the imposing figure skirting around the edges of the market, avoiding the crowd. They stop at a wooden pole holding up a canopy, but it's far too narrow to hide behind. As soon as I approach, the stranger lumbers away again. The huge stranger pauses behind an apple cart, but even though it's piled high with fruit, they tower over it. Are they trying to hide from me? This time, when I approach, they shuffle behind a stray dog. The stranger seems to realize the futility of the gesture, right as the dog gets up and trots off. Go away. I just want to ask you something. Stormy green eyes dart from side to side. They might bolt at any moment. Are you okay? Their heavy brow knits in confusion. What's that supposed to mean? I mean, do you need help? Can I help you? You can leave. Before I do, I just want to know... Do you know Azra? The stranger stops dead, glowering at me. Better than anyone. The rumbling voice sounds irritated, but the answer is sincere. Did he send you to check on me? Yes. He's my only friend. I guess we're not too different then. I trust Azra more than anyone else. I can relate. As far back as I remember, Azra's been the only one I could rely on. No, you can't. Despite the harsh words, they seem pleased somehow. How do you know? Have we met before? They avoid my eyes and say nothing. I hear a shouted warning and I turn just in time to see the apple cart roll into me. Ah! I stumble on the uneven cobblestones, and by the time I regain my balance, the stranger is gone. Frustration flares in my chest before it fades, replaced by confusion. I remember going to the square for the announcement, and then I walked back to the marketplace. Why did I do that? I can't remember. There's no time to stop and think. I need to catch up to Portia. I head back towards the servant's wagon, where Portia is tossing flower petals and rice onto the dancing city folk. Hi there you are. Would you take a look at this crowd? No incidents back at the shop, I hope. Nothing out of the ordinary. Her smile has a shade of desperation as she bats her eyes pleadingly. I open my mouth to answer, but we're jostled as the wagon lurches to life. Thank you so much for the hydrate and the stretch, Ghosty. I appreciate it. Thank you. Right, first I'll have my hydrate. Alright, stretch. Arms in front, up over the head. Yeah, don't. Oh, you're right, Ash. Lurk away, honestly. All the heart and love goes out to all of my wonderful lurkers. Have fun doing what you're doing, though. Mm-hmm. Wild laughter follows us down streets, ringing with the news of the masquerade. Either? It takes me a moment to register Portia's voice. You're going to be meeting with the courtiers when we meet the palace. Want to know who they are first? Oh, yes, that would be really helpful. Well, there's Procurator Volta, Praetor Vlastimil, Pontifex Volgora, Keister Vladimir, and Consul Valerius. Portia ticks their names off rapidly on her fingers. I must look hopelessly lost, because she gives my shoulder a reassuring pat. Really, Valerius is the most important. Milady minds him more than the rest. The others are a bit eccentric, but I'm sure they'll be kind to you. When we return to the palace, Portia escorts me to a wing that smells strongly of a half-dozen perfumes. I know we've reached the parlour door by the music and cackling laughter inside. Rest well, Nozomi. Go on, Either. These people can't wait to meet you. Her words ground me. People. People, that's all they are. The room is hazy, swimming with elegant plumes of smoke. Softly lit figures lay about on pillowy couches. The Countess sits behind a gleaming pipe organ, paying no mind to the idle chit-chatter around her. But she looks up when I enter, her elegant fingers striking a victorious chord. Welcome, Either. She turns the pages of her music, nodding to me with an encouraging smile. Portia, please introduce our honoured guest. Announcing Either, friend of the palace and apprentice to Azra the magician. I try to put faces to the list of names as courtiers rise from their comfortable seats. You're Either. Oh, you're so cute. What a delightful surprise. We were all just talking about you. Sit! No, not with them, with me, Either. The welcoming gestures take me by surprise. I hadn't expected such enthusiasm. Eager, manicured hands draw me down onto the couches and into the fold of conversation. The Countess watches from where she plays the pipe organ, drawing contemplative tones. Tell me, Either, how was the announcement received? One can only imagine. Even we, the favourites of the Countess, had no idea. Such a beautiful surprise from the dearest Countess. A masquerade. And we don't even have to do the work. How lucky Either would have to be to get a word in with you all. Goodness. Oh my word. Word. How lucky he already is to be taken in by the Countess, an unknown apprentice. Nadia arches an eyebrow at Vlastimil, but says nothing. Risky. So very unlike our thoughtful and meticulous Countess. I flinch. Vladimir's voice is soft and chilly, while none of the enthusiasm of the others. Perhaps the Countess might inform her adoring court how exactly she found herself at the witch's door that night. Count Valerius rounds the couch, looking down his nose at me. He spreads his arms, turning to address the entire room. Or perhaps the witch might tell us himself. Perhaps I might. The Countess's attention returned to the pipe organ as the courtiers swooped down upon me. They seemed ravenous for details of our fateful meeting the other night. Go on, tell us everything. We've only heard the gossip. Did the Count truly come to you in the dead of night, stumbling barefoot, tearing through the streets? Eager eyes watch my every move. No, she just knocked on the door.
Please, my poor countess. Oh, I must know if she was weeping.
She wasn't, but the hour was late and the countess was most insistent. My new companions gather closer to me as I spin the tale. Enraptured, they cling to my every word. When my recollection is complete, the countess ends her practice with an impressive trill. If you all wanted so badly to know how that night transpired, you may have just simply asked. My headaches had grown worse, and I was having some trouble sleeping.
As you have been for some time, countess.
Yes, procurator. On that night I woke haunted by the spectre of a dream, no escape for my mind. Indeed, I was seeking someone, anyone who may be of help to me. It was I who was lucky to come across the one I needed so soon. A benevolent universe brought us together, did it not, Aether? Her glimmering red gaze falls fondly on me, and the courtiers shift, studying me with a new intensity. The moment is broken by an airy sigh as Consul Valerius peers at me through his wine-glass. Countess, it pains us to hear that you felt you must look elsewhere for a sympathetic ear. Should you deem us worthy of your trust, we are as open books to you. He throws his arms wide with a flourish, knocking a pitcher of fragrant wine over the front of my garments. A collective gasp sweeps through the room as the livid liquid seeps into my skin and clothes. The Countess rises from her organ, her expression murderous. How clumsy of me. Surely you know some hocus or pocus to remedy this dilemma? Enough, Valerius. You've exhausted my patience for tonight. All of you, out. Tiptoeing around my splattered form, the courtiers file sheepishly out the door. I remain with the Countess, her hand resting lightly on my shoulder. I am sorry, Aether. We must rid you of these ruined clothes, of course. Such pettiness. But I have taken enough liberties with your wardrobe, so please do not hesitate. Tell me what you would like. And Aether, spare no expense. Portia stands at the ready as the Countess folds her hands, awaiting my request. It seems as if Nadia wants me to ask for riches. Does she like showering people in gifts? No thank you. I don't need anything special.
I thought you might say that.
As humble as ever. Very well. Your comfort here is of great importance to me. Portia will escort you to your chambers. You will be bathed and your own garments returned. Though Aether, you are my guest of honor. You could be more selfish, if you like. She wants a sugar baby, just calling it. The cooing tones of the organ echo down the hall as Portia leads me back to the guest wing. When I've bathed them return to my room, a parcel is waiting for me by the window. There's a tightly spiraled note on top, addressed to me from the Countess. A gift for my dear guest. This emerald which seemed to call your name. Wear it in good health. And Aether, you may call me Nadia. The chain slips through my fingers as I hold the jewel, and in a gradual wave I start to recognize its energy. Am I mistaken? No, I know the feeling too well. It is Azra's magic, radiating from the gem in gentle, soothing ripples. Rest well, legs. I was able to track Julian earlier. Could I somehow find Azra with this? Just the thought makes my heart swell with almost painful hope. I lie in wait until the halls are quiet. Midnight. perhaps, before I steal out of my room. With the emerald hanging from my neck, I'm enveloped in a dreamy calm. The thought of hearing Asra's voice again. I wander through the empty halls and out onto the veranda. Below, I see the gardens, shady and lush. From up high, I can see that the middle forms a maze of greenery. Silently, I descend to the garden path, shrouded in a warm breeze. The musical sound of falling water grows louder and louder. I reach a fountain. Around it is a wide, gazing pool. Overhead is a rich old willow tree. And hanging from the tree... Faust! She flicks her tongue, hovering over the gazing pool. Didn't you go with Asra? What are you doing here? Her weight drops eagerly onto my shoulders, sleek body giving me a friendly squeeze. Was she waiting for me? Did she know I was looking for Asra? Taking a seat on the edge of the pool and lean over into the peer into the reflective water. Faust immediately takes immediate interest in the emerald, tongue flicking after it as I lift the pendant from my neck. I close my eyes, taking a deep, even breath, holding the jewel over the water, and drop it. Light catches every glimmering green face as it sinks to the bottom of the pool. The waters start to change, colours blooming, shapes unfolding. The longer I concentrate on the shapes in the water, the more that they change, and before I know it, my reflection is fading away, and in its place, I see Asra, drawing water. I see Asra drawing water to his face and drinking deeply. Each drop that trickles from his hands sends ripples through his image as it strikes the surface. I'm so shocked to see him that I can only gape silently, afraid that any sound will break the smell. Then he shakes out his hair, blinks the water from his eyes, and looks straight at me. Either? Can you hear me? I nod, barely able to believe it myself. If this is no spell of his, then how did I...
Gotcha, Xana. Enjoy your lunch.
Asra looks as surprised as I am. He leans forward close enough that I can see droplets in his eyelashes. Incredible. He laughs. I see now that he is sitting cross-legged, probably beside a pond. His mount, the strange beast from before, is lying beside him, resting its weighty head on his knee. Ah, and Faust is with you. Looks like she found you all right. I wasn't all that sure about leaving her, but after that reading you gave me, I thought I'd trust my intuition. Tall palms sway behind him against a glittering sea of stars. His hair catches starlight in every whirl. Faust dips her tail into the water, sending tiny ripples across the image. Faust, you're looking lively. Being around Either does that to you, doesn't it? I'm glad that she's here. Faust looks very proud of herself. Now that I'm over the shock of finding her, I'm beyond relieved to have met her near. In the reflection, Asra looks pretty pleased with himself too. And I'm glad you're here, Asra. His face flushes and the beast on his knee gives a rumbling snort. I see a willow tree behind you. Are you at the palace? I nod and launch into telling him everything that's happened since we parted. The more I speak, the more his eyes glimmer with a keen interest. Unbelievable. The day that I leave was the day that you needed me the most. And even then, you didn't really need me at all. I'm glad Faust is with you, at least. If anything happens to either of you, I'll know. I can live with that. Where are you? He looks across his shoulder at the sparkling, swirling galaxies overhead. His smile is relaxed. A place inside of me. Who would have thought you would have been able to reach me here? Your magic is inescapable. I think you'll be able to follow me all the way. Faust slides across my lap to take sniffling flicks at the water. Faust is opening up to you. It may be time for me to do the same. I nearly choke. My face must be a sight, because it makes him laugh high and unrestrained. No, really, it's true. I want to start being more honest with you. What's on your mind? Ask me whatever you like. All that I ask is that you start being more honest with me too. His gentle gaze washes over me, bringing me calm. But I have a few burning questions. Who is Julian to you? I've seen the depth of emotion that crosses the doctor's face when he speaks of Azra. Julian? Yes, he goes by that name too. I knew him by another. He was a friend once. Then more, and then something else. Who is Julian to me? Who is he to anyone? Whoever he needs to be to get what he wants. To think he would come for me after all that. Let's leave it at this. He's a hack physician with a lot to learn. Until he does, nothing good will come of him. With a deep sigh and a shake of his head, Azra clears the heavy mood. He smiles.
They were buddies back in high school. Oh, they're definitely exes.
Is there perhaps something else on your mind? His twinkling eyes search mine with wordless depth.
Take my money.
Who am I to you? Azra's soft eyes go wide, and his lips part. For a moment, he looks confused, almost hurt. He sighs, folds his hand in his lap, and leads forward to look me square in the face. Who are you to me? I hope you're ready to know. I'm glad you asked. It's been so hard to keep it from you. You're not a student to me. You never have been. You've helped me grow. I've learned just as much from you as you from me. But is that all? He peers up at me through his swaying curls. Nowhere close. Do you want it all? I nod without even thinking. He seems to hesitate, and then he closes his eyes. I draw back from the pool as it starts to gently churn, glowing brighter. Glistening, Azra's image emerges from the water before me. His form shivers and gleams, more like a bubble than a solid being, but it's him. It's as if he's standing in the pool, but if I were to touch him, the magic holding him there would burst and scatter. We're not closer than before, but it's better this way. You wanted to know it all, so I'll tell you properly. How deeply, how completely I have come to care for you. I didn't think that I could feel this way. I even tried to deny it. I mean, how could I deny it when my chest is so light, when I can do anything if I'm with you? Every day, my love for you grows, brighter and brighter until it consumes me. Sometimes I'm afraid that you can see it, and I have to escape, to hide from you. Tremulous moonlight shines through his hands, just shy of cradling my head. I don't want to hide anymore. I don't want to keep secrets from you. I want you to know, and I want you to remember. The perfect recreation of his face draws closer to mine, searching my eyes. He wants me to remember. How could I possibly forget? My heart is racing. His words are resonating through me in waves. All this time I've wondered what he feels for me, why he chose me to call his home. He loves me, he loves me, he loves me. Suddenly my chest grows painfully tight. Azra's eyes flash with concern, intangible touch hovering over my shoulders. Either? The strength leaves my legs, dread sweeping over me as I drop to my knees on the lip of the fountain. I can't speak. Either, no. Dizzy, I drop to my shaking hands. They look strange to me, foreign, but I need to tell him. He said he loves me. Please, look at me, Either. I drag my gaze to Azra's panicked face. The pain becomes unreal, like my heart might twist itself out of my chest. Okay, don't look at me. Breathe. I'm so sorry. I was reckless. No, I shouldn't have tried. I need you to forget. Forget. There's no way I could, even if it kills me. Not when I finally know. Forget, Either. I feel, if only in my mind, his lips press against my forehead as if I'm made of glass. All at once, the tightness in my chest bursts like a cool mist, spreading through my veins. Soft, rolling smoke fills my mind, concealing my questions, concealing my thoughts. As if fine droplets settled onto my skin, I feel a sense of returning to myself. My breath comes ragged, shallow. Aristo's image is gone from the water. I must have overused my magic. Faust watches me curiously, curled on the edge of the pool, as I rise to my feet. Come on, Faust. I know. We'll see him again soon. The ache of longing is heavy in my chest, though I'm not quite sure why. With a shake of my head, I gather the serpent into my arms and head back inside.
Oh, route selection. Oh, that was a steamy prologue. Oh my god. I'm ready.
Alright, welcome to the story of the Arcana. You can reread books 1 to 5 anytime by tapping here. Alright. No. Oh, I think that's an ad.
Yeah, I know, right, Charlotte? Like,
Man, 10 free coins. Oh, you spoil me.
what's this dailies? Click this button to visit Dorian and get 10 free coin directly. What? Oh. Ew. No. Gross. Wheel of Fortune. Oh! I do like me some Wheel of Fortune. Spin. Better put them in my piggy bank for later. Ruby ring. Nardia trinket. Oh, okay. So if I get the whole collection, I can unlock a special scene. Ah, they're long hauling it. Thank you for the hydrate. Okay. Alright. Story. Oh, alright. Give a sip. Oh. God, it's a hard choice. I have to admit, appreciate the time check, guys. Oh, this is hard. This is actually a hard choice. Oh. I mean, I suppose at the end of the day, like, what route you pick, like, isn't end all be all. I'm assuming you can come back at any time. Ah, fuck it. I'm curious about Julian. He Like, I'll be honest, like, Julian, Nadia, and Azra were the ones that caught my attention. All three of them for different reasons. Like, Julian's got, like, surprise bratty bottom energy, and I wasn't expecting that. Nadia's got, like, that perfect mommy energy, and, like, hell yes, I'm there for that. And, like, Azra is, like, absolutely a pretty boy. But, like, I don't know how to explain it. Man's raising a red flag. I don't know what that flag is exactly, but there is a flag there. And I don't know what it is. Which is really funny because you think like Julian being a crim would be like the big red flag, but ironically, he's like not really raising any. Unless like the red flag has little bitch written on it. Now Lucio's feels like a red flag. Yeah, let's give old Mr. Crimblebottom a go. All right. So, books. Okay, so is Julian really the murderer, or is there more to the story? Together, search for the truth. Alright. Oh, yeah. Enter the world of Vesuvian politics with Nadia. Okay, alright. Explore magical worlds and uncover dark mysteries with Azra. Who is he, and who are you to one another? Julian's flag just reads bottom. Muriel. Journey far from the comfort of Vesuvia with Muriel as you hunt answers in the perilous south. Unlock Vesuvia's juiciest secrets with Portia. Oh, she's got such bestie energy. Embark on a dangerous and whirlwind adventure with Lucio and see the world through his eyes. You know what? Let's follow the bottom flag. I'm curious. Man definitely has the behavior of someone who has been smacked by the Yowie panel at least once in his life. Start. Oh no. Downloading assets. All right. Ah, so this is when the keys come into effect. Start. Because they can't just take out coins. Oh, no, no, no. A flock of birds take flight outside the window, startling me from a foggy dream. It takes me a moment to realize I'm slumped over a desk in the library, books and papers scattered around me. That's right. This morning, Portia told me I'd have the day to myself on account of the Countess's headaches. With no other task needing my urgent attention, I decided to try my luck once more in the library. I sit up with a groan, peeling a piece of parchment off my cheek, and survey them as... nothing. No extra traces of Julian. No information to tell me what really happened. Oh, come on, I really need to get in there. Is that Portia's voice coming through the open window of the garden? It seems to carry across the treetops. It sounds like she's having an argument, though I can't quite hear the other party involved. I stand slowly, stretching sleep from my limbs, and leave the library, making my way to the gardens. Please! Oh, you're really trying my patience here. How dare you! Don't you know who I am? I hear the second voice as I get closer to the commotion. Hi, 𝐄𝐍𝐕𝐓𝐮𝐞𝐫. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. Thank you, and welcome to the Uncanny Valley. It's a shrill shriek that pierces even the heavy foliage still blocking my view. Yes, I know. I swear to everything above that if you don't move, I'm gonna have roast cockatoo for dinner. Gnarled branches are the only thing that obscure my sight right now. I pass a final tree and emerge into a small clearing. Settled squat in the middle of the copse is a squish-looking cottage, surrounded by an overflowing garden. Oh, that's it. Peppy, honey, get 'em. Meow. A seal-pointed cat with a pudgy face and round eyes hops onto Portia's shoulder, batting at a pure white cockatoo. The bird is pacing on the roof of a small work shed, shrieking and nipping at Portia as she tries to enter. Hi, Jean. A particularly well-aimed swipe from the cat dislodges the cockatoo, sending it flying. It clips Portia's head with its wings in its escape, muttering in anger as its undignified treatment.
They'll never forget me. They'll never survive without me. Oh, that awful bird. He makes me so mad. Peppy? Arthur, fancy seeing you here.
Portia's cheeks coloured in embarrassment. She smooths her apron and quickly recovers, smiling at me.
I'm surprised you managed to find this place. It's a little off the beaten path.
Where are we?
Oh, how rude of me. She clears her throat and then spreads one arm out to show off the cottage. Welcome to Casa de Portia, my own little oasis on the palace grounds. Just watch out for the grass gourds. They're feisty today.
A curious vine grasps at Portia's ankle as she says that, but she swiftly kicks it off.
Why don't you have a seat? It must have been a walk to get here, huh?
She gestures to the bench carved out of a large log that rests against the exterior of her cottage. I pick my way carefully through the overgrown garden to the seat, stepping over fantastic plants I don't recognize. Portia picks up a rake from nearby and looks at me with a wry smile. You don't mind me working a little while we talk, do you? I got a lot of work in the garden today. Now that I'm settled, I realize I have a million questions I want to ask Portia. Is the Countess all right? Portia frowns and straightens up from her work to give me a long, searching look. Finally, she sighs and nods, albeit slowly. I think she will be. To be honest, Arthur, things were getting a little hairy here before you showed up. I'm glad Milady chose to visit your shop. I think you could be just what we need. Well, if I don't get her brother killed first. So, Julian's your brother. If I wasn't sure before, I am now. The naked shock and hurt on Portia's face tells me all I need to know. Yeah. I'm sorry about the scene outside your shop, you know. I was just surprised to see him there. I think back to Julian exiting my shop, caught red-handed breaking and entering. Again. I was too. He's got a real flair for the dramatic. I'm glad to see that hasn't changed. It must run in the family.
Me? Dramatic? Why, Arthur, how dare you?
I learned from the best. Ilya taught me everything I know. The mood doesn't stay heavy for long. Portia waves it away and squares her shoulders, giving me a determined smile. I didn't know you two knew each other. That happened before or after Milady hired you? My cheeks flush under the scrutiny. I first met Julian the night the Countess visited my shops. He arrived shortly after she left. I can still remember the glassy eyes of Julian's mask, piercing my skull. Yeah, that sure sounds like my brother. Why didn't you tell Milady? The look on Portia's face is not unkind. I feel as if I can tell her anything without consequence. I didn't want to condemn a man on incomplete information. If it's my word that knots the hangman's noose, how can I send a man to the death before I've investigated his innocence? I'm glad to hear you say that, Arthur. I don't really know what mess Ilya's gotten himself into, but if he has you in his corner, I get the feeling everything will work out alright in the end. Portia. Thank you. Of course. That's what I'm here for. You know, pep talks and expert gardening skills. Oh my, it's getting pretty late, huh? She peers overhead at the sun, already well past noon. Late light dapples the clearing, dancing on her face. I'd better get back to work, Arthur. But I'm glad you came to talk to me. I knew we'd be friends eventually. With the sun at my back, I turned from Portia's garden, head swirling with the thoughts of Julian and his predicament. Strangely enough, I feel more at ease after speaking with Portia. The trials ahead of me seem less insurmountable. I decide to take another route back to the palace, wandering aimlessly through the ancient foliage. The further I get from Portia's cottage, the darker the sky above me grows. That's strange. It should still be mid-afternoon. Dread growing in the pit of my stomach, I turn deeper into the darkness. My feet move as if I'm possessed. The palace's soaring spires emerge from the top of the trees, and the rest of the gleaming building soon follows. Thick foliage opens up to rolling fields cut across with a nearby brook that serpentines through the grass. At first my eyes pass over it, before the colour registers and fills my stomach with dread. Red. There's no mistaking it. Crimson stains the slow-moving stream, seeping steadily into the banks. I scramble away from the banks and take a deep breath. With trepidation, I follow the flow upstream with my eyes. Seeping from the stonework of a forgotten corner of the palace. Poison. It would be easy to miss. The brook is small, tucked away on a side of the palace I imagine isn't patrolled often. I turn back to the garden in horror and realize the source of the darkness. Rot and decay. The tree at the edge of the field here are dying. It seems as if all colour has left them. I swallow hard and resolve to follow the stream to its end. With heavy feet, I start the long journey beside its banks. Soon, vast, open fields give way to rocky cliffside, and the stream transitions to a lemon-stone structure. An aqueduct, one of many, flowing towards the city, designed to provide water for its many denizens. From this high, balanced on the first stone of the unconventional path before me, I can see all of Vesuvia. Sprawling, chaotic and vibrant, swirls of smoke leaving chimneys to dance in the air, twining together like lovers. Overhead, a raven circles me, swooping lower as I walk along the bridge. He seems familiar, somehow. The raven lands with a thud onto my shoulders, tilting its head at me. Hello? The raven opens its mouth as if to scream, but simply nibbles on the hem of my shirt instead. Its beady eyes watch me warily. In fact, all of its feathers are ruffled as if it was on high alert. I open my mouth to say something else, but a noise startles the bird into flight, leaving me alone once more. Eventually, the aqueduct lowers and joins together with another water line, both headed deeper into the city. I can see buildings around me now, the first signs of urban life as I reach the outskirts. There's doubt in my mind no longer. Crimson pours in running from the palace grounds is in the city's water supply. Either. I whip my head to the right and see a figure slowly emerging into the dim light of a city lantern. Face half cast in shadow, standing on the aqueduct with me, is Julian. Hi, Lydiana0701. Thank you for the follow, darling. I really appreciate it. Thank you. And welcome to the Uncanny Valley. Start. Julian! Thank you for the hydrate. He stands at the edge of the aqueduct, a dark silhouette framed by the light of the moon. Behind him, the city towers like a behemoth, a chaotic sprawl of buildings stacked atop each other. In his hands is a mask with a long, curved beak that he turns slowly, like he's contemplating what to do with it. Arthur, fancy seeing you out here, Out for a night walk? He sighs, gaze dropping to the reservoir pool below us. The red of his coat reflects and refracts in the water, splashes of crimson dancing against each other. Me, I was just thinking. Funny, fickle thing, life, isn't it? Should you be standing so close to the water? What, this water? It's harmless, Arthur, or as harmless as it can be. It won't do anything to me. Or anything to anyone anymore. Sure, a few people might get sick if they go for a swim, but isn't it a miracle that we hadn't figured it out? Or outlasted it. Wonder how they did it. It's no matter, I suppose. Life finds a way, doesn't it? Plague is over. And so is my career. Just like that. Who needs a plague doctor if there's no plague? It's like a count with no city, or a barkeep with no drinks. He extends his arms out in a flourish, a piece of hair falling into his good eye, obscuring it. So here I am, throwing away the last piece of a past I can't reclaim. Petty, isn't it? Oh well. He glances down to the mask once more, and then lets it drop into the water below. Pale, slithering shapes move to swarm around it the moment it hits the surface. Julian. The raven from my earlier walk cuts me off with a ragged screech, nearly flying into us in its frenzy. Guards afoot, Aether. Look lively, we best make tracks. We both leap into action at the same time, running further down the aqueduct to reach the street. Julian gets there first, turning back to me as I run. My foot slips on a wet stone, tumbling me backwards into the reservoir below. Darkness engulfs me as I'm swallowed up by the deep reservoir. The impact knocks my breath away. I struggle against the cold water, kicking frantically to the surface. As I thrash, something moves against me, slippery and sleek, as it latches onto my side. Either! His hand grips my wrist as he tugs me out of the water, the undulating creature still attached to me. I can see my blood moving through its translucent innards as it feasts. On the count of 3. 1, 2. Julian grips the creature behind its head, forcing its mouth to release me. He tosses it back into the water. 3. Up you go then. Easy now, I've got you. I gasp for breath as I stumble away from the reservoir, sopping wet and slipping on cobblestones. Julian half drags me as we run. I numbly watch my own blood stain the puddles I leave behind. Can you stand? He pauses in the shadow of a building to peer down at me. I struggle to hold onto his arm, shaking and tremendously dizzy. Right, foolish question. He nods, hefting me up and dragging me the rest of the way. Panting, we collapse in a wet heap onto a narrow, deserted alley. Let me see that bite. My head bobs ambiguously. Whatever words I try to form are stuck behind my teeth. I'll have to take that as a yes. Julian lays me down and carefully slides my torn garments up and away from my steadily oozing wound. I stare blankly at the stars above while his practiced hands work over my abdomen. The bleeding won't stop, damn. He draws back with a look of displeasure and starts peeling off his gloves. My heartbeat leaps at the sight of the murderer's brand, stark and irreversible, on the back of his left hand. I can't suppress a shudder as he lays the other hand ice cold over my open wound. Hold still. I hold still, focusing on wrestling with unconsciousness. Deep breaths. This will only take a minute or two. His marked left hand slips under my head to cradle my skull. Realizing that I'm not in any pain, a wave of profound relaxation comes over me. We have to stop meeting like this. Julian lets out a bark of laughter and presses a hand to my forehead, checking my temperature. If you're well enough to joke, you're well enough to sit. He helps me sit up with a hand on my back, steadying me. My head swims with the change in altitude. At least you didn't catch me breaking and entering this time. I'll admit, I was surprised to see you in the neighborhood. You got some kind of luck. I follow his line of sight to the aqueduct's end, a chaotically cascading waterfall of red. It's much higher than I thought. Swallowing thickly, I turn back to the doctor. My eye is immediately drawn to a magic mark glowing under the skin of his throat. Its design looks familiar. He catches me staring, and a shadow passes over his countenance. Do you recognize your master's handiwork? I watch in fascination as flesh blood blossoms under his clothing. This was his parting gift to me. A curse. I'm able to take away bodily wounds, as you can see. And in return, I get to experience them for myself. Ugh. He sways forward. I swallow at the sight of blood now running freely down his torso. It won't last. It never does. A curse from a witch who fears commitment. Then again, I've never been bitten by a vampire eel. This might be interesting. Might be interesting? How? He allows me to assist in peeling away his jacket. Well, fate seems to keep inventing new ways to test the limits of this body. Now that does sound interesting. Oh, it certainly can be. We hear them coming almost a moment too late. The Countess's guards doing rounds of the outer walls. Julian curses, pulling me into an alley nearby. His body presses against mine as we crowd to a narrow alley, boxing me up against the wall. I can hear the Countess's guards run by and hope their eyes slide over us in the darkness. This close, I can see pain painted on Julian's face. His eyes are fixed behind me, but as if he senses my gaze, they move to mine. For a moment, we both stare at each other. Either. Just as he's about to say something, we hear a thud from the entrance to the alley. Not the time, let's go. He grabs my hand and tugs me out the alley, breaking into a run. The city passes us by in a blur, but as we evade capture, weaving around the buildings with ease. We're moving so fast, I almost don't see it. There, nestled between two tall buildings. A garden. A thick padlock sets in a rusted iron gate blocking our way inside. It would make the perfect hiding spot. Julian picks up speed and my hand threatens to slip from his. If I'm going to act, it has to be now. I don't know if he's listening right now, so I pull hard on his hand and tug us towards the garden. He quickly catches on to my intention and helps me climb over the top of the gate. I land rather unceremoniously, and Julian drops down next to me with a light feet. Just in time, I hear the guards run past as we slip into the covers of the vines. Julian helps me to my feet and dusts off my clothes as we catch our breath. The still silence of the garden swallows up any sound from the street. I feel transported to another realm. It looks like it's been abandoned for years, the plants left to fend for themselves. Ivy covers what once must have been beautiful, obscuring wise marble faces and savage stone beasts. We step around roots that have overtaken the cracked stone floor, settling by a dilapidated fountain. Look at this place! That was some quick thinking on your part, Arthur. Looks like you got a knack for discovering hidden beauty. He turns towards me and spreads his arm out in an expansive gesture, hand slipping from mine. I wonder how many parts of the city have fallen to neglect like this, huh? He makes his way carefully over to one of the grotesque statues, stepping over wild vines that block his path. And look at this brute. Hello there, handsome. He wraps an arm around the bull statue's muscular shoulders, turning back to me with delight in his eyes. Dangerous-looking creature, isn't it? I like a little danger. I pick my way over to the statue as well, staring up into its stone face. It almost seems to be regarding me. No, I shouldn't be surprised either. Seems you're full of hidden depths. But tell me, do you really mean that? You're certainly brave, it's true, but do you know what you're getting into? I have a feeling there's something more to Julian's question. Isn't the not knowing what makes it exciting? Oh, I wouldn't say that's the most exciting thing about it. Hold still, Arthur. He reaches slowly forward and plucks a flower off my shoulders. It must have fallen from the luminous trees above. It glows a bright, vivid blue in the dark, star-shaped petals curling to close as he touches it. He offers the flower to me, a quirk to his lips as he twirls it in his fingers. I reach out to take it, but Julian stops me, shaking his head and pulling it back just slightly. Careful, Arthur. There's poison in these petals. I stare down at the fragile, unfamiliar flower in his hand. What is it? Deadly starstrand. A single drop of poison distilled from this flower could kill a babe in its crib. It's killed tyrants and kings, innocent and guilty. It could topple entire empires with a careless hand. He offers it to me once more, gazing eagerly into my eyes. Do you still want it? I pluck the flower out of his hands, lifting it to my nose to smell. There's something acrid to it, an underlying note of iron and sickness that stings the air. Oh, you said the poison has to be distilled. Doesn't it make it harmless to touch? Well, I wouldn't eat it if I were you, either. But you're right. Probably won't kill you like this. I let the flower drop to the ground and take a step towards him. He catches it as it flutters down, grinning at me. Fingers brush against my ear as he tucks the flower behind it, a touch lingering for a moment before dropping to my shoulder. It sounds like you're not afraid of danger. Afraid of danger? Why, Arthur, I live for it. Possibly enchanted by danger I am. So pain doesn't scare you either? Why should it? In my line of work, you can't be afraid of a little pain. One might say I have intimate knowledge of it. I place a hand on his waist and take a step forward, pressing lightly at the wound. He swallows, then grins at me. Oh, are we dancing? I didn't know you could. What's your poison? Tango? Waltz? I take another step, pressing fully at the wound now. It doesn't seem lethal. In fact, Julian bites his lips and makes a muffled noise. He takes a step back, hitting the crumbling wall behind him, and gives me a desperate look. So not the waltz, then. Pity I've been known to cut a rug. Does he like the pain? His fingers dig into my shoulder, gripping me like a lifeline as he slides down the wall a bit. Arthur. We're interrupted by the sound of loud footsteps quickly approaching. A scowl passes over Julian's face. Right on time. Let's leave before our guests arrive, With the garden's sanctity compromised, Julian takes my hand roughly and tugs me out to the streets once more. Sir, this is a Wendy's. He leads me deeper into more questionable areas of the city, taking wild turns to evade our pursuers. He seems to know this area like the back of his hand, or at least all of the relevant escape routes. We approach a dilapidated residence at the outskirts of the district. A few chickens peter around its yard. In we go, Arthur. Without waiting for me to respond, he clambers through an open window round back, pulling me in after him. Start. We creep through the window into the humid hut, ducking under a row of brass bells just close enough to make them hum. Julian hauls me in, steadying me at the waist, arms lingering around me as his gaze travels the room. The hut is wide, the ceiling low. His hair is dry now, brushing the ceiling and showering his shoulders with dirt. Mazalinka. Sorry to drop in like this. It's the guards. Mazalinka! Don't know if she's home.
Did we just break in?
We did, but desperate times call for dubious measures. Seems like she's out. Lucky for us, she doesn't like when I come in through the window. Oh, the window, no. Did we step on the... He looks around my shoulder to the curly tendrils of yellow flowers looking ragged where they sprout on the windowsill. Their petals furl and unfurl, gasping curiously after us. Oh, look at that, we stepped on the dragon's breath. I'm in for an earful. He drags a hand across his face when the door starts to rattle, a grunt from outside as it's shaken free from the crooked frame.
Ilya, did you come in the window again, you slippery boy?
A small, quick figure shuffles through the doorway, swathed in a thick shawl. Julian straightens too quickly, striking his head against the ceiling with a wince. Undeterred, he sweeps down to offer his arm, dipping for a kiss on the cheek. Ah, Mazalinka, aren't you a sight for the sore eye? Love the shawl, is it new?
You know it isn't. I thought you might be about when I saw the guards. Oh?
My host blinks up at me through wisps of wiry hair.
Who do we have here?
This is Arthur, a new friend of mine.
A new friend, eh? Make yourself comfortable, Arthur.
Our host moves into the kitchen, squawking at the state of the yellow flowers by the window. Mazalinka, I did that. I take full responsibility for that. I wasn't thinking, and I...
Don't fit through the door, I know. Fetch the round pot for me, will you?
Julian blinks, nodding and moving to a cupboard set in the dirt wall behind him. There's a sway in his step, and when our eyes meet, his smile is wary. My first thought is the bite he took from me. He said it wouldn't last, but his gaze is lingering strangely on me, dazed. As Julian reaches for the cupboard, I place my hand over his. His hazy eye flutters wide open. I move him aside and grab the pot myself, fixing him with a firm stare. Show me the bite. The bite. You want to see? With a furtive glance to our host, he unfastens his jacket at the bottom and lifts the bloodied shirt underneath. What do you think? Good as new. The skin over his waist is perfectly smooth. I can hardly tell where the bite was in the first place. Are you impressed? It's your master's magic. Shouldn't be a big surprise for you. Have I ever seen Azra use magic like this? While I try to recall, the cauldron is whisked from my grasp. Julian spirits it over to the fireplace, and I follow, curious. That's no ordinary pot. Hi, King. How are you? Welcome, welcome. Oh my god, Shara, I think we found your favorite boy. Oh my god, Sarah, I know, right? Oh, you Axie. Mazalinka rolls a dry sprig of purple herb between her thumb and fingers, sniffing it and clicking her tongue. Thank you for the follow, King Mistake. I appreciate it, darling. Thank you. And welcome to the Uncanny Valley.
Ugh. Worrywart's gone stale. I've got more in the garden. Pardon me, Arthur.
Our host grabs a rusty knife and wheels around us to the door, humming, leaving us alone together. The moment she's left, Julian slumps against the counter, leaning heavily on one arm. Who would have thought that a bite like that would take so much out of me? Not to belittle your bite, mind you, but I've treated a few dozen, unfortunately. You're the first to make it. Well, you and I. His gaze is soft in the flickering light, until a shadow crosses his brow, and he looks away. They're not aggressive, the eels, and they wouldn't be here if it wasn't for the Count. The Count. The murder. A chill runs down my limbs, reminding me why we're in hiding. Julian sits, stills, watching me. Until I know, I will never understand him, until I ask. Did you really do it? I don't have to explain. He knows. I can tell as his wide eyes fixes on the floor, pulse jumping at his temple. Then to the ceiling, but not at me. His chest shakes with low, nervous laughter. I'm sorry. It's just that I'm always asking myself that question. When you say it, it's much less irritating. Did I really do it? If I told you the truth, would you believe me? I know I wouldn't, but I'll let you decide for yourself, Arthur. He steeples his fingers, leaning over his long legs to finally look me in the eyes. Did I do it? Did I murder him, the Count? What if I told you I don't remember?
Ilya, you're barely on 2 feet. When is the last time you slept?
Well, ever since the curse, I don't really need it the way I used to, dear.
Says who? Your eye is rolling. Curse, Merce.
He drops his gaze to the floor, to my feet. He trails up to my face, and Mazalinka raises a steely brow. I'm fine, really. Haven't felt this good in a while. She sighs, tossing a handful of sand into the cauldron and stirring.
I'll be very happy for you after you've rested. Go on, shoo.
Just until the soup is done. His eyes wanders my features in a slow, thorough path, as though fixated. Or maybe it's exhaustion.
Just till the soup is done. Well, will you survive that long without him?
I'll survive. He moves towards a nearby curtain, pausing as he passes me to slide his hand into mine. You'll have to excuse me, Arthur. You're in good company. His fingertip brushes my palm as he pulls away, disappearing behind the curtain. I share a look with Mazelinka, and she cracks her well-worn knuckles with a billowing sigh.
He won't do it. He'll be pacing around unless someone pins him to the bed. One of us needs to keep an eye on the brew, though. Arthur, you're the guest. Would you rather watch him, or shall I?
My host arches a brow and watches me expectantly over the bubbling pot. Alright, I'm looking at these two options. Every single time I've given him coins, he's been a bit too happy right in front of my salad, if you know what I mean. And it's like, oh, do I give coins? But is it going to be Twitch friendly? I don't know. I don't research games. I just jump in and suffer the consequences. I appreciate the time check. Probably the nat one. It's like just Google. If I click keep an eye on him, am I gonna have to worry about penis CGI? Oh my god. Oh, fuck it, we'll take the risk. Then I'll keep an eye on him. Mazelinka grins, baring silver teeth and gestures to the partition.
I'll be watching the brew then. Won't be long.
My ears burn as I pass her, crossing to the curtain and ducking inside. I find Julian seated on the edge of the bed, loose shirt hanging from his shoulders, gloves off, boot in hand. He's fumbling with the other when he notices me, giving me a wily smile that gleams in the candlelight.
Arthur, did you come to tuck me in?
The clasp on his boots clicks back, and he kicks it away with a yawn.
I won't last long, I'm afraid. I know what I'm beat. There's one thing I know, it's my own body. When it comes to healing, it takes as long as it takes. Whether I like it or not. Isn't it amazing? Stab me in the back and I'll walk it off. But healing will take everything I've got. Can't escape it.
We're startled apart by our host as she peeks past the curtain, bearing a steaming bowl.
Drink! Arthur, will you be staying the night as well?
Julian sputters into the brew, eyeing it warily.
Oh, it's that kind of soup. I won't let you run yourself into the grave. You're still human, Ilya.
He mumbles in protest, but Mazelinka sighs and takes the bowl, only to place it in my hands.
Arthur, would you be a dear and see that he drinks? I have a feeling he'll take whatever you're giving.
What for? I'm not even feeling tired anymore. He yawns, wiping at his eye. Our host pats me on the arm and departs, leaving us alone in the candlelight. Oh my god, because... She makes that soup when I can't sleep. Bless her. Even when I'm beyond stress, raving, beating my wings against the walls, don't know what she puts in it. I imagine I might know what she put in it if I paid attention. I peer into the shimmering golden brew. Julian waits obediently, eyeing the bowl in my hands. Warm light gleams off his tongue as he lips the seam of his lips. And it tastes fantastic. His gaze trails down my face, fixing dreamily on my mouth. An invitation or a distraction? I move to sit on the bed, bringing the bowl to his lips. He pulls back a little, chuckling, looking down his nose at the golden drink. I don't have to sleep just yet. We could stay up and, get to know each other a little better. What do you say? I tilt the bowl, silencing him as he starts to drink, huffing through his nose. His eyes upon me is thoughtful, considering me. Without fuss, he drains the bowl down to the last drop. Ah, yes. Very smooth. Better than I remember. Hi Raiders, how are you? Welcome, welcome. Hi Cookie. How was your stream? I hope it went wonderfully. We are playing the Arcana at the moment, doing the Julian route. I hope your stream was wonderful. Ooh, Genshin Impact. I hope you achieved all of the goals you were hoping to achieve, and you didn't get defense items. I'm glad stream was good. I'm good. Thank you for asking. I appreciate it, darling. Thank you. Having some fun, committing some sorceries. I will admit, the main character in this game, good God, they just fucking go for it. Man's got so much confidence, Lord. Now, by the way, look, if you feel tired, you need to rest, need a drink, please do treat yourself. Anytime, Cookie. I thought you were brilliant, and I would give you a wonderful high five or a fist pump anytime. Because that is broski territory, and bros before hoes, am I right? Oh, thank you, Kiki. Hi, Az. Welcome to the land of living. An airy, satisfied sigh. I follow the path of his tongue as it tastes the corner of his mouth, slips behind grinning teeth. Would you like a taste? Cautious fingers curl around the back of my neck, and I lean towards him as he leans up to meet me. A kiss. I realize fully as his eyes slide shut, and my pulse starts to quicken. His mouth caresses mine, fine lips moving elegantly, drawing me in, making me respond. The taste is smoky, complex. It fills my senses and leaves me wanting more.
That's enough for now, you two.
Ears burning, I disentangle from Julian's arms, sitting back on the bed and wiping my mouth. Mazalinka throws a sheet over his flustered form and turns a twinkly eye to me.
Neither. I trust you'll be sharing the bed. Unless you'd rather sleep in the hiding hole, and I'll cozy in with him.
Hiding hole? I didn't notice one, but that's no surprise. Still flushed, Julian clears his throat, leaning back on the bed in a casual pose, gaze still hot on me. Sleep with him or sleep in the hole. Wow, what a hard set of choices. It's like, sleep with Julian or get in the hole. You've heard of the walk of shame. Let me introduce you to the hole of shame. Glad you, Cookie. Have a lovely work. And thank you for the follow, Clarissa Akuma. I really appreciate it, darling. Thank you. Well, honestly, as that just proves you got good taste. Of course you get in the hole. I'm just imagining that, like, sleep with him is like you curl up next to him in bed, share a look, and then pass out all cute.
And then it's like sleep in the hole is just like you are shoved in the hole face first, ass out, and then you were locked in there until dawn.
Get in the hall.
Oh my god. Oh my god, As. You dirty fool. I know right somewhere. Look, this is a wild set of choices, alright? It goes from like, sleep with him, or get in the hole. Those are two completely different avenues. Oh god. I'll choose the Riz option, but god, if I ever do a second play with him, I want to get in the hole.
I'll sleep with him. Mazalinka smiles, patting Julian's hand as his weary face splits into an embarrassing grin. There you have it, dear. Don't worry, I'll be an absolute gentleman.
Oh, will you? Either hold him to that.
Absolutely. Hold me however you want, Either. Our host rolls her eyes, swats at him and gathers his things from the floor as she moves to the partition.
And get some sleep already.
That I can't promise you. I flush as the curtain swings behind her, settling as her footsteps rush away. We're alone. Julian waggles his eyebrows at me as he moves to make room, splaying his long form artfully on the twin bed. Look at that, Either. Nice and spacious. He tosses back the sheet, welcoming me inside. I feel almost jittery as I slide into the bed. I hope I'm not coming on too strong. Oh, I'd love to make something real with you. If we had more time. A bittersweet expression caresses his face. Thick hair falling over his brow, hiding the deep lines there. I reach over to him to brush it away, and he stiffens at the touch. Either. Don't mind me, just rambling. I must be really exhausted. A gentle touch at my jaw, and he draws me to meet his lips again, lingering as if he expects me to disappear. Good night, Either. He turns away. I watch his profile, the rise and fall of his chest, and then I reach for the candle at the bedside table. With the flick of my fingers, it's out.
Oh, I'm gonna be mean and end it here. Oh, mostly because it's almost midnight, but suffer. Hugs and kisses, hugs and kisses. Oh my god. But like, yeah, like, credit where credit is due. This game really is really good. Like, this game, like, I genuinely really like, this is really good. It. Fuck you mean, buy book? Money grubbing. Ah, alright, so here's route. Oh, damn, that's a long ass route. So we're up to the chariot. Yeah, Envy, yeah. Hugs and kisses, Shara. Oh my god. But yeah, no, that was really good. That was really good. Alright, let's go back to the main menu. Fuck off. Nuh-uh. Stop shilling. Stop shilling. Fuck off.
Thank you for the save, Deirdre. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Oh, Shara, it's fucking on, Vince. Really? No, get in the hole. Oh my god. But yes, definitely, we've definitely got to do another Arcana stream in future. Easy. I want to continue that story. I need to know where else this bottom bench goes.
Welcome, Nix. Thank you for the raid. Hi, raiders. How are you? Welcome, welcome. And also, Shara, you on. Deal. Done. Let's do this. Hi, raiders. Welcome in, welcome in. How was your stream? I hope you had a brilliant time playing Genshin Impact. And please, if you need to have that post-stream rest, go pass the fuck out, do whatever you need to do. Honestly, as like these characters, like it was a hard choice. Like, oh, Shara, that's mean. Oh, that's mean. You're on. What can I say? I'm 100% the kind of guy where it's like, dare, and then I'm like, ate shit. Fucking bet. Oh my god. Yeah, Ans, yeah. So basically your favorites is the lads. Like, honestly, like, just from like playing books 1 to 5 and playing a book of Julian's as well, definitely like my favorites, at least from what I've experienced, is I'd say like Nadia and Julian are probably my favorites. Like, I love me some mommy energy, but also like there's just like something endearingly wimpy about Julian. Like, I don't know how else to describe it. Like, it was a whole new world discovering that, like, oh, this man is a bottom. Like, Azra feels like a little bit too close to home, but he's also got like I can't tell, but there is something about him that has me kind of going, oh, I don't know. Like, just I think it's like the whole, like, he confesses and makes me like forget. So it's kind of like, what else have you made like my character forget in this story? Like, yeah, I get it's for my safety, etc. But like, son, I'm getting the trust issues. He's such a soggy cat of a man. I love it. That is the perfect description. Julian does feel like a soggy cat. But like a friendly cat, like a soggy friendly cat. So like, you know those like soggy friendly cats where instead of being all like hissy and mad, they just kind of look sad. Like, they just kind of like oh, I've been doused. My life is over, I suppose. Why would you do this to me? What did I ever do to deserve this? Why? Meow. yeah, like that's the vibe, that's the vibe. Like, honestly, like, I'm really liking the character so far. Like, Nadia fucking queen, like, and I love as well, like, the way it's hinted, like, she wants a sugar baby. I mean, hey, like, I could be a sugar baby. I'll accept free shit. I will very happily be a sugar baby. I mean, I can't perform in the bedroom, but I can serenade you badly and I can cook you bad toast. So please give me millions. And of course, like, Azra's got the cool mystical journey from the looks of it. Muriel, he seems interesting, honestly. Like, I didn't see enough of him to get enough, like, a very, very clear version of his character in 1 to 5. But, like, I would be curious, absolutely. Portia is probably, like, the only character that I'm not, like, I don't really want to romance. However, it's more that, like, Portia's, like, bestie energy. Like, easy, like, Portia, bestie vibes. I would love to be Portia's bestie. Oh, she's great. Like, she's 100%, like, I may not want to date you, but, like, I want you as my best woman at my wedding, you know what I mean? Like, besties for Westies. Like, I want to get up and I want to get up to, like, mischief with her. I want to commit crimes with her. Really, Samurai? I mean, hey, at least you were asked. I suppose, like, at least they were just upfront about it and be like, hey, do you want to be a sugar baby? Nora.
For real, shut And, like, I don't know anything about Lucio, except the poor man's eyes are bloodshot to all fuck. And creepy picture. He's probably, like, the creepy voice in the picture and the goat. So he seems like he'd have an interesting story, like a genuinely interesting story. But, like, I don't know enough about him if I want to riz him or if I just want to, like, know what the fuck happens. But yes, yeah, great game. We've definitely got to play it again at some time. Absolutely. This is definitely on the to-do list. Yeah. Well, all right. Let's see. All right, so my next stream is in 2 days' time. So it's not tonight. It's it's not tomorrow night. It's the night after. So take your current time and minus 4 hours from it, and that will be my start time in 2 days. And so we're going to be doing an ITA stream in 2 days. So get ready and get your teacups ready because I am bringing the tea. Who's ready for some good old pot meets kettle action of the spiciest variety? So that's our Thursday plans. Yeah. So, yeah, thank you guys so much for joining me for the stream tonight. I've had an absolutely banger of a time. Also, as well, I've found, like, I really like Ultimate games. Like, genuinely, I like this genre a lot. It's very, very fun. So if there are any Ultimate games that, like, you guys like, you're more than welcome to suggest them in suggestions as well. Just be warned, I am cheap. So the freer or cheaper they are, the more likely I am to play it. Because I am cheap. Cheap Otomeho, let's go. I like them cheap. I like them nasty. Except not so nasty, they get me banned on Twitch. Oh my god. But yes, so that's the plan. Though for my fellow lovely Otome lovers out there, on Friday I am doing another Obey Me stream. So, you know, just letting you know, goods are on the horizon. Hello, Ashton. Alrighty, so with that being said, let me find a raid target. Alright, so I can commit the great the great crime of going the fuck to sleep. Alright, let's see. Alright, I'm having a good glance. Ooh. Let's go with this person. I found an artist. Oh yeah, Obey Me coming again. I think I'm up to like chapter 2-6, so I'm still pretty early in it. So rest assured you don't need to know that much and I'll recap it, don't worry. Alright, let's go raid an artist because I love sharing the art love. Alrighty. Let me pop to stream ending, otherwise I'll be here and I will chat with you guys forever and get 2 hours sleep. Yes, I hope everyone here has an absolutely amazing evening, morning, noon, or night. Thank you guys so much. Yeah, what the fuck? Why the hell does that read 0? That's weird. Oh my god, I just noticed, like, what the, why is that 0? But yes, thank you guys so much for joining me tonight. I've had an absolutely fantastic time hanging out with each and every single one of all of you. You're all brilliant. Final shill of the night, because, you know, gotta do a little shilling. Oh, ho, 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 he, he, smuggy noises. You'll notice the pin message in chat is, if you are partial towards rogue energy or those kinds of like, you know, mix the powder in the water and make the water taste good, because us gamers don't drink no water because we all suck. Yes. If you would like to get yourself some energy drink, I've got a 30% off code up there, and it'll work for, I think, like until Saturday, I believe. So for the next 3 days, that code will work, and then it'll keep working after, but like it'll go down to 20%. So yeah, clicky linky, go get the energy juicy, and then if I basically when people get stuff, if enough stuff people get stuff, then they send me the energy juicy. So if you think about it, if you use the coupon and you get yourself energy drink for the waters, then they send it to me too, occasionally. So it's kind of like, by you getting it, you force me to get it. So it's an infinite energy glitch. All right, shilling out of the way. Let's do this. For real though, it's actually genuinely nice. I wouldn't shill otherwise. But I ain't gonna lie about it. I'm shilling, bro. Okie dokie. All right, shilling aside, let's do this. Raidy McRaid. All right. Once more, thank you guys so much for joining me tonight. I've had an absolute banger of a time hanging out with all of you amazing people. Julian is a snack. Nadia is a snack. Azra is a snack. Muriel's a snack. Portia is a snack. Luce. They're all snacks, and it's very unfair because I am very bisexual, so this is just... Where's the harem ending? Anyway, see you guys on Thursday. And finally, raiding in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. And of course, hi/bye Goo. It's lovely to see you.